Oh, yes. Fuck, I do that every time. Every time I do that.
So you got to watch the countdown when it gets to 0.
I don't have a countdown clock in front of me, but man, I'm like, I'm not going to do it this time. I'm not going to do it this time. Music jocks understand what I'm talking about.
That last
that fake ending. Tool, Sober, as we start today's show. God, I was in a Tool loop last night. Started with that song, and then, I don't know, at least an hour went by where I'm just, I was playing every Tool song I could think of. I fucking love Tool.
It's funny. I remember them from Ozfest, and I've never really gotten into them. I don't think they
really.
I don't think they're a bad band. I just never
got to listen to 46 and 2.
They're a band like if you're driving or just hang around the house and you put that shit on, and you just hang out.
Yeah,
it's almost like a modern version of Pink Floyd.
Absolutely,
I put them up there with.
Oh, okay.
They're a bit deep.
Yeah,
they love talking about singing about the shadows.
Yeah,
46 and 2.
Yes, I do.
you like singing about the shadows too?
Sure, I do.
Oh God, no! It's only been 30.
I knew that 11 years ago.
Ages of Jim's last relationship a year ago. 46 and 2.
Oh my God! And then he got. I always. Is it Schism? Is that how you pronounce that one?
With the beverage?
Yeah, Schism, right? I think. Oh my God! It's gonna be a long day. Oh, anyway, that's how we start. Tool, Sober. Jim Florentine's here, pushing his big special on iTunes, right?
Let me see the cover, Jim. That's great.
Yeah, it's a one-man show I did a couple years ago.
Is that a DVD?
Well, I got a DVD.
What's wrong with you?
I got a DVD and a CD because people like a physical copy, too.
Yeah.
So I got that, but it's a digital download. You can get it.
I can't stand having a DVD in my hand.
But you know what? He's on the road. We talked about this. We try to sell these digital downloads.
Yeah.
And people will buy it online, but when you're trying to sell a download, people want something.
Yeah.
They want a DVD. For some reason, they don't trust the downloads when they buy them outside the...
No, it makes sense for you guys, obviously, because then you could sign it after a show, and it's kind of cool, but...
Yeah, a lot of people, they will not buy a digital download, a card at the show where they could just download it at home. They want the physical copy, so...
I got in a little trouble at my house because I got rid of all my DVDs. I gave them to E-Rock, and I guess he gives them away on Fridays. You got another stack right there?
You got another stack to sign.
And then I sign them, and I guess for some reason people want my personal DVDs after I sign them. That's kind of cool, I guess, that people actually want that. But, I mean, birthday presents and Christmas presents, my wife's like, I gave you that for Christmas. I'm like, yeah, but it was the thought that counts, and we could still I could download that anytime I want from all sorts of places.
So the box sets that I gave you, that you gave back to me, that I gave away, that's okay too? It was just the thought that counts?
You're going to make my morning.
Now you got...
Well, look, it's like...
Some weren't even opened, right?
It's like if someone buys you a nice sweater in 2 years or a year, it's not going to fit anymore, so you throw it away.
Thank you. I don't...
I'm going to keep the sweater that it doesn't fit anymore because you bought it for me?
I'm not a collector. I like throwing
Jim,
stuff away.
What you're saying is it doesn't fit anymore. That implies that you at least wore it. He hasn't even opened anything.
Well, it was a bad gift. Get over it.
God, I want to hug you.
Yeah.
Have we ever hugged? Have we ever hugged?
No.
All right, we're going to hug today.
Don't do it, Jim. I've hugged Opie, and then an hour later he was hugging someone else. He gave it away.
We're going to hug today, all right?
What was the box? What was the set you got him of what?
There's a few things.
It was years ago. The whole show got into Lost, and he hadn't watched it, so we got him the first or second box set to try to get him into the show.
But I said, and there's plenty of tape of it, I wanted to be the only person in America that never saw Lost when it was so hot.
And then we had most of the cast come in.
I've still never seen Lost. And I'm glad I almost was going to start watching it, and then Jimmy, I believe, this was a while ago, said that it doesn't really hold up as much.
No, it doesn't hold up at all.
Rewatch.
Oh, the rewatchability doesn't hold. Okay,
but
gotcha.
It's weird when you watch it through the first time. You might like it because some of the backstory, it's still some of the best written shit with the way they break each character's backstory. There really was a genius mentality through all of it.
Well, look, I was just being a dick. I mean, everyone knows it. I should have watched Lost. It was an amazing show. Well done. But
you should give the pilot a shot and
I just
see
felt
what
like
you
being
think.
a complete dick because it was really frustrating a lot of people.
I did the same thing. I didn't see any of it.
But it's my loss because
you guys got to do a show, so you need to talk about it and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watch the pilot and tell me what you think. You should just... the pilot hooked me because remember Than and all those guys were watching it?
Yeah.
And Travis, I was like, all right with it. And I just watched the pilot. I was like, all right, fuck.
At the time, it was like the most expensive pilot ever made. It was like it had like a movie budget.
Right, yeah, 'cause it was a plane crash.
Well, I think other things. It wasn't. They didn't actually crash a plane.
Yes, they did. That was the amazing part. that was actually the 48th cast because no one was surviving the other ones.
You're such a young, naive boy.
Yes, I am. They crashed it on Honolulu.
Remember when he thought
Honolulu.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
April Fools!
That's tomorrow, Edgar.
I'm so glad you're not going to be here.
Well, it's always a day early.
You think E-Rock is a little hurt that you gave it away?
I've heard him many
many
times over the years.
Now.
Right.
But that's your fault on that one.
Okay.
You got to take the hit on that
bring
one.
you into the fold, that was my fault.
I made it clear I wasn't going to watch Lost, and then you're you're giving me full seasons, and I kept saying I'm not watching
We all
Lost.
thought that, if you just sat down and watched it, you'd join us with it.
Yeah, but that's like a relationship where your chick goes, I thought you would like to do this, and then you're like, no, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I told you 4 times already I wasn't going to do it.
And they realized it's just hand holding that he's talking about.
Was it still shrink wrapped?
Oh, yeah.
It's even better.
That makes me happy.
Mint condition.
E-Rock has moved on. He's smart now. He just buys gifts for my kids. And they always love what you get them.
They should. Yeah.
You bailed on getting me stuff. I don't blame you, though.
It's better at this point.
It winds up in your brother's garage, so it's all right.
I think it's still there.
Yeah, hope it's still there.
Yeah.
It's better at this point to just ask him, what do you actually need, and that's what I'll get
There's
you.
There's nothing he needs. That was the thing.
But there might be something that came out, or who knows. But just ask him next time instead of going, I think he would want this.
No, I don't.
I just get stuff for his kids.
I don't shop for myself often. The problem is around Christmas, you're out on the streets, shopping for others, and then I buy everything. I'm like, oh my God, I need all this stuff. Instead of going home and maybe making a nice little list for people, and then they get frustrated because they can't get me anything. But I'd rather buy my own stuff.
It's a lot easier,
right? And so you don't have to fake it when you open up a new sweater or something that you're never gonna fucking wear. Ugh.
Just get him a gift card for someplace.
Gift cards are good.
Gift cards are
good.
Oh my! I got one you gave me. I got
near his house.
James Purse.
Opie
gave me a nice one.
Yeah, me and Jimmy shop at the same store. Although it doesn't look like
Scrub
it today
Daddy?
with your Scrub Daddy t-shirt.
My Scrub Daddy t-shirt, the most comfortable thing I own.
I love their. I just didn't like that color. You could pull off that color.
Orange. The genius of this guy.
It's barely orange. There's a little pink in there.
Yeah, it's a weird color.
Right, Florentine?
Sure.
Yeah, it's a little pink. Yeah.
This one, I love it. The genius, though, is that he has these soft shirts that makes you wear them.
Yeah.
Whatever company he uses is very good.
Yes.
I really spiraled at the end.
You're saying that the genius of the product is that he has shirts that he gives away.
No, but in the marketing of it is that he has a very comfortable shirt that you want to wear. But
you're not buying Scrub Daddies because of that shirt.
No, but I'm advertising it by walking around.
That's
it's
true.
Free advertising.
Like, look at that handsome man.
They're like, who's that?
Shirt.
Who's that solid chested? What's that over the muffin top scrub?
You think his belt is taken off? Remember, he came in here to promote his belt.
Isn't that still like a Kickstartering or whatever?
I guess
it was a little clunky, but it's a pretty
good
brilliant.
idea.
Yeah.
You could charge your phone. You could charge your phone by plugging it into your belt.
Because that's what you want right by your testicles, electricity. That's not a problem. There's no issue there.
Yeah. How many times do you read that iPhones just spontaneously explode, and you need that
Right. I don't know anyone that has happened to. I know the stories are in the news.
I actually know one person.
You do?
Yeah. I don't know him. It's a friend of my wife's, but it happened. And yeah.
Okay.
I know someone it happened to.
I don't.
I like the one that happened on the plane where the lady's got to put out her fucking phone. Remember that one from about a week or two ago?
I was there.
You were where?
April Fools! It's going to be a long morning.
No, please.
We're still on the air.
Yeah. Please don't do this to us. What do you need? Let's negotiate right now. What do you need?
A long morning.
No, let's negotiate this. Please don't do this to us.
Can't help it. I won't be here tomorrow.
You have to do it today. All right. How did yesterday go, Jimmy?
It was good. It was, Anthony he's still there today, but he's going to rehab, I guess, tomorrow. And
tomorrow?
What's tomorrow? Friday? Yeah, he's going for Saturday.
Right.
So he announced it, and Keith told me a while ago, and this hey, we were going to announce it this day, and Ron was going to go. So we went on, and I got there, and I got there like quarter after because I had my advice show, but they were already talking about it. So it was I guess a relief for him to say that. So I hope it works, man. I really, really hope it works.
You think he's going to take it seriously?
Yeah. I talked to him. I've only seen him once in the last 3 months, and we had dinner and we talked about it. And he's like, it seems like a lot of the problems revolve around that. Like he was talking about it. It wasn't like, no, really, dude, and him like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
He was kind of bringing it up. So I hope you always hope that it sticks,
right?
And for him,
was it a fun show yesterday with you and
with Ronnie? Yeah,
and Ronnie?
It was good. Yeah. It's always a good time. I mean, we were it's
busting balls at least.
Oh yeah, of course.
The jokes were aplenty.
Yeah. It was never that heavy. It was just he talked about it, and he had a lot of questions, like legit questions. It was funny because at one point we were teasing him about something, and he goes, "This is how it feels." Must be with the way when you guys ask questions to a scientist, like this is how it feels on the other end, like asking these childish questions at the answers. But
what kind of questions was he asking?
Just about like, am I going to like I forget the question, but it's like basic stuff. Like you're afraid you're not going to be able to have fun anymore. You're afraid you're not going to be able to laugh anymore. You're afraid of all these things. Like, am I going to be able to communicate? Like all this weird stuff. Will I still be funny? And it's just this irrational stuff where you start to think like I'm only funny because I'm doing that. And it's like, dude, that's blocking you being as funny as you are.
Probably.
I think the good time thing is the one.
Yeah.
But people were immersed, him going out and doing karaoke or something like that, having a few beers. That was fun. But now it's like, am I really going to go into a bar sober and go sing or whatever, stuff like that? Go to a concert or watch his favorite show and drink a few beers, play cards with his buddies and not have beer.
It's like this habit, like with smoking, you convince yourself that it's part of who you are. Like, and that's part of the way we stay hooked on stuff is we like, oh, I can't do this without that.
Right.
And it's like, you're not funny because of that. That might lower inhibitions, but how about all the times you're vomiting the next day or you're not getting up till 6 p.m. on a Saturday or you're tweeting things you regret or you're saying things you regret or you're fucking having arguments like we forget all that shit and then we just put it like, oh man, I had a good time playing cards, like you said, and all that stuff comes back.
Seems like a tough spot, though. A lot of his life, revolves around the party.
Sure, but again, that you do quickly
how do you
adjust to that.
Oh, you do.
Oh,
I was going to ask you, how do you work around that?
It'll take a while. I mean, again, for me, it was so many years ago, and I had less of a full life at that age than he has now, or anyone who in their 50s has now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more stuff to replace, and a lot of habits that have been there longer. But it's all of a sudden you realize like the bad is not there either. Like, fuck, man, I'm clear-headed. I'm getting more shit done. I'm saying I'm going to do something and I'm actually doing it because I'm up the next morning. Like all this other stuff that will balance out.
Right.
And eventually you just adjust pretty quickly.
That fucking drinking gets old, man.
I
know we're talking to a lot of people right now that are still way into it, but it just gets old.
Duff from GNR had a great point. He goes, you're always looking for that next big party, and it never happens.
Yeah.
You're always out going, I'm going to miss something tonight. I got to be out there. I got to stay out. I got to go to the next club, the next club, the next club, 6, 7 in the morning, because something's going to happen. He goes, and it never does.
He's a guy that really figured it out, too.
Yep.
When it came down that he was going to stop drinking, he had to, right? Pretty much they said if he continued, he was going to die. And I remember thinking, there's no way this guy's going to stop partying. You forget the type of partying that he did back in the day. But he's living a full life.
I think he's been sober since like 93 or 94.
That long now.
Maybe 95, something like that,
So that's 20 years,
Yeah.
20 plus years.
He went to school, and it's like he would have been dead years ago.
Easily
been dead.
He would have never made it.
And, and he's playing, and things are great, and he's a bright guy. He fucking managed his money smart. Like, all these things that you do, that as much as Ant's a smart guy, he makes decisions that he'll probably make better when he's not doing that. And, it's like, there's ways to hit bottom, and it beats being in jail.
Sure.
It beats running somebody over.
Well, I mean, I certainly hope he gets something out of it.
Yeah, I do too.
He leaves what, tomorrow?
I think tomorrow he's going, yeah. And hopefully he'll be all right. And we're going to do some, different guys going and subbing, doing shows. Just so, man, the machine will keep working. You're not going to lose anything. Your gig's not going to be gone when you get back. It'll be here.
I think he'll, I haven't known him lately, but I think he'll do, if he chooses a sober life, he'll be even better.
I think so, too.
What he does. You know, I've seen what that guy's capable of doing, especially when he's sober. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. So I hope he has the confidence to know that inside.
Yeah, I hope so too. And it's one of those things that once you start doing it, 30 days is just a good deep breath play. Like,
that doesn't seem like a lot of time to really unwind some shit.
No.
Why is it only, now I'm asking general questions.
Yeah,
It'd be 6 months. What's the 6 month plan?
They have long-term ones too. I think a lot of that might be insurance and stuff like that. That's what it covers. But you really, like, literally a detox is a week or 10 days, whatever it is. And that's really physically the part that you need. The other part is just to kind of get you a little bit of a foundation and get you familiar with maybe hitting a meeting here and there and talking about things. It's just a comfortable environment where you're not around the same people, places, and things for a month.
Yeah.
It's like a decompression. And you're like, okay. But again, it's an industry too, where the rehabs make money. But if you do what is suggested, it saves your ass.
It's amazing. I've always been amazed that it's only 28 days.
Yeah, they have long-term ones too.
But in general, most people, and maybe I shouldn't be talking badly about this because maybe it helped. But I know some of the stats where a lot of people it doesn't work after 28 days.
Most people who get sober don't stay sober. That's statistically the truth.
What's the percentage?
The one I heard was like less than 10 years ago.
Less than 10%
over the years. Yeah, but yeah, it's just people make the choice that they want to go back and do what they did. I mean, it's the rehabs. I don't know, 6 months. Those long-term places, I'm sure they're good for some people, but I never found them necessary. It's like all you have to do is, again, that 10 days or whatever to get your body where you're not shaking or throwing up. And then just start doing the right thing and talking to people you need to talk to.
Is that 10 days a motherfucker?
I imagine it is, yeah. Especially if you've been doing it a long time. I mean, it was less awful for me because I was so young. So it wasn't like I had fucking 30 years behind me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You didn't have the shakes or anything like that when you got
No, it was much more of a fucking a mental terror thing than it was that. It was unpleasant, but it wasn't like a detax where you're vomiting like from heroin or any of these things.
You think your body at the time was that addicted?
It was addicted, but not like...
You were only 17. I mean, how does that work? Can your body be that addicted?
Not on the level of a guy who's been doing it 20 years. No.
Yeah.
No, you have some and you feel it, but again, your detox is not life threatening. Like for guys I think alcohol is the most life threatening detox, more than even or Valium. Alcohol and Valium are even
is
more
that
than
dangerous?
Heroin. Oh yeah.
So how do they handle that?
Well, they have stuff that they do that probably eases you off a little bit, and you're in a facility. So if there's anything really bad happening. You're there. You're in a hospital. Or at least around medical professionals.
Yeah.
So, I was happy when he said he wanted to go.
I mean, so was I. To be honest with you, so was I. Like I said, I hope he gets something out of it, and I fully support him. Our relationship's not in a good place, but I'll always support him.
Yeah. Yeah, with that stuff, it's different. Like when it comes to like people fighting or being pissed at each other, it's one thing. But then there's that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's like if you find out someone is doing something on that level, you're like, yeah, the other stuff can wait. This is more important.
Yeah.
I got a friend that's just a comic friend, sober, went through the 30-day program, has been sober for like 9 months now, loves it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Loves it.
Why does he love it?
Just because he's getting so much more done. He's made amends to everybody that he pissed off and stuff. And he's just like, I get up in the morning. I'm at the gym at 7 a.m. instead of being hungover. I don't know what I did the night before, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
He just stand-up's better and everything.
Nice. There's hope. There's hope out there.
And then he gets like a club soda at the bar when he's pretend that he's drinking with the chicks because they don't want to hear it that he's not. He's still not over that, so he just pretends he's drinking vodka soda.
They really don't want to hear it?
No, because he's trying to bang like 24-year-olds.
Yeah.
They don't want a 40-year-old sober dude sitting next to him. No, have another one, so he pretends he's drinking too.
So there's ways around that.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Because they don't want to hear it.
They don't want a 24-year-old chick doesn't want to hear it.
Oh,
no.
That's great.
After a comedy club. No, I'm sober now. I'm like, what?
Why are you watching me drink? It feels predatory to watch a girl drink. Yeah.
They want to know if you're carrying Coke or not. They don't want to know you're drinking a
when you're
soda.
finished. Yeah, when you're finished the show at 10:30, and some chick's gonna let's go back to my hotel. She's like, we're gonna go out drinking.
Well, I mean that chick gives you the confidence. We all know that. So how do you get the confidence if you're not drinking?
It's just
at first,
like you get like better my self-esteem suffers sometimes, but like legitimately, it's all false self-esteem anyway.
Yeah,
it's fake. When you're drunk, it's all fake fucking confidence. It's fake. It's manufactured. and you just kind of get rid of all that garbage and the real confidence. It takes a little while, but it does come.
Right.
It's funny. People get really weird when I talk about it. It's like, yeah, what do you know? You were 18. I got a guy on Twitter yesterday. And they're not even really being dicks. It's just like people don't understand how I think the same way at 47 or 48 or 46. Gee, I'm 46. That I did when I was 18. But it's like, look at my sexual behavior. Like, I was a compulsive guy then, and I'm a compulsive guy. Like, some things I just know are not different at this point.
I'm kind of one of those guys, but not in a hateful way like Twitter tends to be. I've always been surprised that you knew at 17, 18 that you had a problem because everyone around me, and I'm sure Florentine, everyone was just partying their balls off. So how through that haze do you understand and have self-realization that you have a problem at 17 or 18 years old?
I had a father who was sober, which helped. That helped a lot because he would tell me, and I also was forced into rehab at 17, and then, a year later I wound up
I believe you, but I do now believe you. But at first, when you started talking about this, I'm like, man, I can't imagine that you just understand that at 17 years old, 18 years old. Because that's what in a way, where I was from, that's what you were supposed to do. You turn 18, the drinking age was 18 back then.
Sure.
And then all hell broke loose for
we were drinking at 12.
A good 10 years or whatever it would be for the average person.
Me and my friends would get a case of beer, a case of like Bud cans pretty much every night during the week. Me and two other guys would just drink a case of beer and just hang out.
Yeah. We used to do the case of beer just as warm-up because, we couldn't afford the drinks in the bar. And we did it like it was nothing. 3 guys, case of beer, that was 8 beers each, and then we would go out.
Yeah, then get there at like 11 or 12, get a little primed.
And then we would drink our faces off and then drive home drunk. Yes, that's what us older people did. And that was like a normal night out, which sounds crazy, I know.
The first time I did it, I remember my friend worked at A&P. And I misunderstood something. And I remember the first time I got drunk, I was standing outside loaded. I was outside the A&P with a fucking box cutter, crying that I wanted to go in and cut him with a box cutter. Like, it was just,
right.
It was abnormal shit. Yeah, I know when teenagers are a little crazy, but if I'm wrong, and I really never needed to get sober, and I was just a crazy teenager, okay, well, my life is great. If I'm right, then I saved myself a tremendously disastrous life.
Yeah.
There's no advantage for me to question that. It's just, I don't, if other people do it, good, let them do it. I don't preach that it's wrong for everybody. Just for me, I can't do it.
I had a good run, man, from about 17 I started pushing 30, and those hangovers started to be like 2 days, 3 days sometimes, as far as still feeling kind of crappy. And I remember I was just wasting weekends after weekends. I'm like, man, I'm not even seeing the sun coming up or whatever. And then I just finally faded out of it. I was just done. I mean, I still drink, but not much at all, really.
But when you look at guys that drank, like say Ant, the way he drank alcoholically for all these years, what was he like at 18? He was probably drinking heavily.
Sure.
So it's like, at what point do people who think it's weird that you stop young, at what point do they go, oh, okay, then you should have stopped? Mm-hmm. Like what is it that people need to see for them to think, like, oh, okay, it was a problem for you?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what age is appropriate? If I was 21, would people go like, hey, you're 21? It was, like, where does it,
I mean, maybe I had a problem drinking at 18. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea.
A lot of people do grow out of it, too.
I just knew around 30, it was time to just kind of, not do that as much. I was sick of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you look back on it and you go like, yeah, I mean, it was abnormal even in that group. But again, I don't wear like a badge of honor. It is what it is.
No, it comes up in the conversation. Yeah. You're not out there, talking about this every day.
No, people. I don't talk about things with quote unquote junkie pride either. Like, there's people that when they talk about things they've done, I'll describe them. But then there's people like, dude, I was so fucked up. And I don't claim to be the worst thing in the world. There's no melodrama with it.
Yeah.
Look, if you were blowing guys under a deck when you were a kid, you'd probably get sober at 18, too.
Yeah, there were other issues happening there. That's a great point, Jim.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
The voice of reason.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lifelong compulsion to do things that weren't healthy for me.
Well, that one I don't understand at all at that age.
And that was before he was drinking.
I don't understand that, man. All I wanted to do was ride my bike.
Yeah, me too. Just, I wanted the seat was questionable.
I just wanted to ride my bike and play army in the woods and try to build a shitty fort.
Yeah, I was an advanced boy.
Boy, were you.
Yeah, why didn't you do it in a fort? Didn't you guys have forts, like a tree fort?
No, I almost did it in a fort one time. Yeah, almost. But I'm happy for Anthony. I'm very happy that he made the decision, and he told me a while ago about it. And I'm really, I hope that he does what he can definitely do.
I can definitely do it. I hope it works out for him.
Yeah, because when he digs into something, you know how he is. If he digs into it and he's focused on it, he's pretty.
He figures shit out.
He's headstrong and he's
very
like,
easily when he puts his mind to it. So
he could be like a really productive, sober person.
Yeah.
And anyone that tells him like, dude, you weren't that. If you tell Anthony that, and I'm not saying anyone is telling him that, but anyone who is telling him you don't give a fuck about him as a person.
No.
And you don't know him as a person.
You just want the party to continue.
You want the party to continue, or you don't like the fact that him quitting makes you look at yourself. Because anyone that thinks that he doesn't need to get sober really doesn't care about him.
It's going to be hard to think that the compound is going to have sober dances.
Yeah.
They're going to stock out duels.
It would probably still be a good time.
Red balls.
As much as I make a joke there.
Oh, yeah, I always enjoy it.
At the compound.
I always love going over there, even when I didn't drink.
He should hire Kenny as all these young girls around the pool. Kenny just slapping drinks out of girls'
Your boy Demas, Shirley Temple.
It'll figure itself out.
I think so, too.
Okay.
The best was that Ozzy, when Ozzy went to one of the rehabs he went to, he brought little plain bottles of booze in his pockets, and then they took them all from him when he checked in, and he thought Sharon sent him there just to learn how to be a gentleman when he drank.
Oh, really?
He thought there was going to be a bar there. He's like, they'll just teach me how to be a gentleman, not be out of control.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that on our show.
Yeah.
I thought he was I guess he did.
That's definitely somebody. That's the way to trick him to get in there.
Because he's a very smart man.
Yeah, but
Ozzy.
He was a bit of a drunkard.
He had a problem.
He's doing great. He's fucking sober and he's doing very well. So I'm really, really happy.
Yeah. All right.
That's how you know you like someone when they fucking quit drinking and you're happy for them, or they quit getting self-destructing. I don't look at people like, oh, they're not going to be interesting anymore. Like, I'm always happy when people stop.
Yeah, I think it could be interesting without that shit.
Because by the time that they say I'm going to stop, usually they really fucking need to.
Shit, most of the people we know, they're not drinking or partying at all.
No.
Except for... You like a good Heineken every once in a while, right?
I'd say 2 times a month I'll get a nice buzz on.
But Jim's never had an issue
with that.
Like when I go to a concert, I'm going with some friends and shit. Like last Saturday, the night before Easter, went down to Asbury and my buddies, and we took an Uber down there and had a few. Absolutely.
I had a couple lemon shanties when I was off for the last 5 or 6 days. I enjoyed a couple of those.
Yeah. Sure, it was delicious.
It was all right. To be honest with you, it was just all right.
You know, if I was like you guys, if Jim responsible taking an Uber, I know you don't drive fucked up.
God, no.
That's great. Like, you guys are guys that should do it.
I mean, there were times I absolutely did, but man, that even just thinking that I used to do that way back in the day scares the shit out of me. Holy fuck. But do you remember that was sort of normal behavior?
You realize if someone walked in front of your car, you were going to jail for a minimum of 10 years.
Right.
And you were drinking. And you were, not even it was your fault. He just came out. And you're done. You're in jail for 10 years.
Do you remember the designated driver when that first hit?
Yeah.
In our circle, that meant that guy just didn't drink as much.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Otto had the funniest bit ever about designated drivers.
Yeah, what was this bit again?
It was about me and my 18 friends are going to go out and get fucked up. You want to drive us around all night, you dopey cocksucker?
Yeah.
It was really funny.
And then we're going to gangbang your sister.
Yeah,
that was the
and you
tag
pay
to
for
it.
the gas and the liquor.
Yeah, you pay for the gas and the liquor, and we're going to gangbang your sister.
I remember when it was your turn to be the designated driver, you basically didn't do shots that night. You know what I mean? But you were still drinking beers, and oh my God, I'm happy I'm out of that world. And it's been a while. Remember?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then finally it was like, okay, no, now you really have to be the designated driver.
It was great when you had the sober friend, the one guy that never drank, and like, perfect, he's going to drive all night.
And you didn't really want to hang out with that person, but...
Right, but he was But
you knew you were going to get around okay.
Or every parent couldn't wait till their kid to turn 17 so they could drive. The kid can drive them around drunk.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, man. One of the reasons I'm doing well as a comic was because other guys, like when I was 21 when I started stand-up. It's funny, nobody ever tells me you're too young to start stand-up. It's like the people think you're too young to do this or to do that, but they're like, whenever you see you start stand-up at 21, people are like, oh, you're lucky. That's great. And I never would have done that if I was not sober. It was because I didn't drink that guys used me to work. Like, Levy and all these guys, and even Jim. They're like, hey, I want to have a beer afterwards. You know what I mean? You drive to the gig. It was like, we're still Stan the Man.
So you were a designated driver.
With Otto, yeah. Well, Otto never drove. But it was just the idea that bookers would put me with these guys because they knew I was responsible. They knew that I wasn't going to get fucked up. They knew that the guys were going to get there and back. So I got work fast because part of it was being responsible and knowing that I was going to show up and not be fucked up.
When you guys played Fast Eddie's joint out there in Huntington, I barely knew Otto at the time. Actually, I didn't know him personally. And just to hear Eddie go, I got to go get Otto. And I'm like, where you go? He was living in Brooklyn at the time, right?
Queens. He used to live on Jewel Avenue in Queens.
In Queens. And Eddie would have to go all the way. You got to understand Long Island and Huntington, all the way, to Queens or wherever Otto was at the time to pick him up so he could perform at his club. And then, sometime at like midnight, 1 in the morning, he now has to drive Otto all the way back home.
Oh, yeah. That was
Everyone has a Otto driving story, right?
Yeah.
Everyone had to go pick him up.
Bob Levy was in the business probably like 6 years when me and Jim started, and
was he around that long before we got started?
Like that, maybe 3 or 4 at least.
Okay,
but he was headlining at the time, and his wife was a manager. There was a lot of like one-nighters around, and he used to drink a lot. And it was either me or Jim or both would always come to his house like 30, 40 minutes out of way, go pick him up and drive him to the gigs. And she goes, "I'll put you on. You'll get $25 or $50." We were working like 5-6 nights a week, and we were doing comedy maybe 2 years.
Yeah,
wow. I started a little before you, but pretty much
6 months before me. Yeah.
But pretty much within a year and a half, 2 years, we're working like 5 nights a week.
Yeah, you'd get so many gigs or a weekend because, again, they knew you were going to be on. They had to be funny, but I mean, there's a lot of funny guys. So what separates me from a guy who, you know what I mean? It's, he'll pick Bob up or he'll pick Otto up or Stan the Man or any of these guys. Or even guys that when you weren't picking somebody up, the bookers kind of knew, like, all right, this guy will be there. He's not a fucking problem. Like, sometimes just not being a problem is good when you're that low level.
Yeah.
Because there's a million guys for them to choose from.
Right.
So it helped a lot. Just being practical.
It was a good thing for you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's how we start today.
Yeah.
Otto and George's designated driver. Oh, yeah, let's play this really fast. This is the one you were just referencing. Push play on this.
How do people get talking being a designated driver, right? They call you up. Hey, what are you doing tonight? Nothing? Oh, good. Me and my 18 friends are going to go out and get fucked up. You want to drive us around all night, you dopey cocksucker? And bring your sister. We're going to gangbang her. We're all going to fuck her and you pay for the gas. And the liquor, too.
Oh, Otto, you are missed, my friend.
Yeah, they didn't do the
you are missed.
Run your tongue down my balls and up my asshole tag that he was throwing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You can't leave that out.
Yeah. Once in a while I'll be in the gym and I have Otto's CD in there and it will just pop on. Just quite enjoyable.
Beautiful. All right. What else is going on? Did you guys watch the Trump thing, the town hall? Oh, my God.
I did not know.
Chris Matthews had a good time with Trump last night.
I know that he put his dick in his in the fan, though, by accident, I think. But that's an abortion thing.
What?
He put his dick in a fan.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm saying, he fucked up.
Yeah.
But on this abortion thing.
Well, Anderson Cooper pounded him like a couple nights before, too. They've been getting aggressive with him.
Yeah, I don't see Trump being president. I think it's going to start kind of falling.
This one definitely hurts. The abortion thing hurts. This one's going to hurt him with some women voters. I know, most of the shit that he does, nobody gives a shit, but that one.
He was for partial abortion.
Right now, he's still fighting Ted Cruz, and he's fighting conservative base.
Yeah. He's
worried about getting the nomination. I guarantee you, once he gets the nomination, he's not nearly as conservative on this stuff.
Yeah. It's obvious what he's trying to do, but I mean, but you can look up his record. He was for partial abortion, and now a few years later, he's pro-life. Right?
Yeah. When you're a billionaire, it's okay to be pro-life because you don't have to worry about people taking your money.
And I understand what he's saying, but
I fucked that. I did just the opposite.
Oh, yeah. I understand what he's saying to a point, but it just doesn't look good when you get all these news people, jumping on it, basically saying you gotta do something to these women that get abortions if abortion is illegal. They got to be punished.
Yes, naughty,
They got to be
spanked.
punished.
Well, they did take it a little out of context. He said if it was illegal, if you do something illegal, you usually get punished.
That's what I meant by I understand.
But
on the surface, what he's trying to say.
Right. The press left the illegal thing out,
Of
where he
course.
just said if women get abortions, they should be punished.
They all know that he meant, abortion. He wants abortions to be illegal, and then if you do it after that, then you got to be punished.
Yeah, it's like, stop with the whole fucking making abortion illegal.
You should have just done what, it's state to state thing. That's what he should have just thrown out there. I don't know. Just state that we'll figure that out instead of.
I think you go state to state because then there's a couple states that will allow
Absolutely.
it. And then you just gotta, you have to take a little trip.
That was Obama's stance with gay marriage for a long time until Biden called him out, and then he had to address it. It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, it is.
I wish I was in that fucking meeting after he blurted that out.
People are starting to forget Obama was not for this thing at all.
Hillary wasn't either, but Obama wasn't, and
Biden literally pushed him out of the closet.
I know.
In front of a microphone.
It's the greatest.
It really is.
And I bet you deep down they were for it, Obama, and I bet
Or maybe he was
they
a
knew
little
that
too
they
scared
couldn't.
politically.
Yeah, they
You're
couldn't
probably
say it.
right. But I think you go state to state because then there's a few states, and then you just, you take a little road trip like Bonnie had to do back in the day. If you've read Bonnie's book,
yeah,
she had to take a little trip from Canada to the United States to take care of an issue. So.
Yeah, and I think that this is one that I think that the government has the right to say, no, it's legal. Whether we like it or not, you can't tell people they can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, even though women, I don't believe it's about controlling women. Feminists say that. No, some people are just against abortion because they think it's wrong.
Yeah.
They think you're killing an unborn thing. It's not about controlling you. But
I've changed my position slightly on this because when I was younger, I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, if women want to get abortions, who cares? Then you get older and you have your own kids. It's a little tougher in your brain.
Yeah.
A little tougher to wrap your head around. I still believe that the woman should have the choice though, but I don't think it's as who gives a fuck as it used to be in my own head.
yeah, eventually they'll figure it out scientifically where you won't even get pregnant. Once they can, again, do stuff internally that's a lot more effective, they'll figure out a way to knock it out within an hour.
Yeah.
It's just, we won't be dealing with this forever.
Right. We got the clip from Trump. Let's play this really fast. It's a quick one.
Should the woman be punished for having an abortion? Look.
Oh, hold on a second. I didn't realize that Chris Matthews actually said, should she be punished? So he asked him the question. I thought Trump just said it.
No, Donald Trump Jr. Tweeted that very thing. He said, look, people are forgetting that Chris Matthews asked, should they be punished? So my father, I don't know the exact tweet, I read it this morning, but my father was just answering the question that was presented to him by Chris Matthews. Yes, you're 100% right, but they leave that out of this too. Continue on this.
Be punished for having an abortion? Look. This is not something you can dodge. If you say abortion is a crime or abortion is murder, you have to deal with it under the law. Should abortion be punished?
Well, people in certain parts of the Republican Party and conservative Republicans would say yes, they should be punished.
How about you?
I would say that it's a very serious problem, and it's a problem that we have to decide on. It's very hard.
But you're forbidding it.
He's in a way right there. Hold on, right there. He is in a way. That's the most politician I've ever seen, Trump.
Yeah.
He's literally trying. He doesn't want to. He's answering it, but he doesn't. He would be very happy just to have left it right there.
Of course.
So, of course, the press fucking, and again, he did say it, but it's like they act like he just is out there gung-ho, throw these whores in jail, but it's not.
Chris Matthews is no pushover. I thought.
No, he's not stupid. He's good.
I thought Trump really held his own last night in this town hall. There's Donald Trump Jr. Be fair, was asked if it was illegal, should there be punishment? Shouldn't there be consequences for breaking laws? That's Donald Trump Jr. All right, push play on this again.
Put them in jail? Is that
well,
the
no, what I'm asking you, because you say you want to ban it. What's that mean?
I am pro-life, yes.
What is ban? How do you ban abortion? How do you actually do it?
Well, you'll go back to a position like they had where people will perhaps go to illegal places.
Yeah.
But you have to ban it.
You ban it and they go to somebody who flunked out of medical school.
Are you Catholic?
Yes, I think
And how do you feel about the Catholic Church's position?
I accept the teaching authority of my church on moral issues.
But do you know their position on abortion?
Yes, Yes, I do.
And do you concur with that position?
I concur with their moral position, but legally, I get to the question. Here's my problem with it.
No, but let me ask you, but what do you say about...
It's not funny.
Your church. Yeah, it's really not a funny thing. What do you say about your church? They're very, very strong.
They're allowed to, but the churches make their moral judgments, but you running for president of the United States will be chief executive of the United States. Do you believe believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years,
I don't know. That I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know.
You take positions and everything else.
Frankly, I do take positions and everything else. It's a very complicated position.
That to me, they're totally distorting his tone.
Of course.
Totally distorting the intentions of that. And he smashed Chris Matthews with a fair question. What do you say about your church? And Chris has to say, well, morally, I respect their authority. Mm-hmm. And I know there's a difference between respecting their authority and being legalizing or making it illegal. But I thought that was not nearly as bad as the press is painting it. Trump was pushed into a corner and didn't want to answer that. That's the only politician thing I've ever seen him do. He did not want to answer that.
You think the Daily News is going too far with their front page today with the pink handcuffs?
Well, they're putting him in a position where they're they just
look at your paper right there.
It's so obvious.
Look at your paper, Jimmy.
Wow. Yeah, no, I saw that about Womb Raider.
Yeah, and it's pink handcuffs for the ladies who will now be thrown in jail for.
My mom is super religious, almost like Mother Teresa. And if Trump said abortions can be legal, she would still vote for him. She's a conservative Republican. She would never vote for Hillary in a million years.
She's into Trump.
She's not, but she's a Republican, and she'll just go, I don't agree with him, but I can't vote for a Democrat. But that's exactly how she's 100% against abortion. Yeah. And if Trump said, let him.
I wish she wasn't.
Let's get our we're talking politics, so let's get our pal Stunt Brain on the phone here. Stunt Brain, what's going on, buddy?
Good morning. I'm enjoying all of this.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Did you? That town hall was really good. I was getting excited. I was on the edge of my seat because I really thought there was going to be some real fireworks.
Yeah, after we've had so many debates and so many town halls, I was getting burned out on them. But last night just lit it up. And they knew they had lightning in a bottle. They started releasing that clip at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah.
So it really brought people in. I wouldn't be surprised if it had huge numbers and apparently huge repercussions against Trump. His numbers are sliding in overnight. Poll numbers are sliding considerably.
Well, hopefully people see the whole clip, and then Trump should have said no, there shouldn't be punishment. But again, this is where not being a politician in a way bites him, because it was framed in a way where you could almost, well, it is the law. If it's the law, should it be illegal? Should there be a penalty? Like Chris Matthews in that moment was the more experienced of the two, and framed that in a way where you kind of had to go, otherwise it looks like you're allowing laws to be broken. Because then the follow-up question is, well, what other laws can you break without penalty? Yeah. So he wanted that answer.
Yeah, it was a good setup for an inexperienced politician.
Yes.
He got him on a perfect gotcha question.
Yeah.
Most every other politician would say, listen, this is a states' rights issue. It should go back to the states, and they should decide. Federal government should be doing things to take care of us, make sure the economy doesn't go off the rails, and just keep everything safe. But he totally blew it, and he's put out 2 statements since, walking back basically all of that.
Good. Yeah, it was just a mistake, and I don't think it'll, it's not going to kill him in the end. Who are the people that weren't sure of? They're going to vote for Ted Cruz? Stop.
Well, I mean, they're all on it this morning, all the cable networks. Trump has tapped into frustration, anger. Okay, they're moving on there. They were just talking about the abortion thing.
They all want him to trip. The conservatives want him to trip, and everyone wants him to fall. The Republicans don't want him. Yeah. They want him to fall, so they're going to leave him swinging like, well, he really fucked up on this one. But meanwhile, fucking that weasel Ted Cruz would have just thin-lipped his fucking way around it instead of just going, I take it back. He would
have tap danced around the whole thing.
Thanks.
The issue actually united pro-life and pro-choice people. They both went after Trump on this one, which how often does that happen?
Because they don't want him. Of course they did. Mm-hmm. They don't want him. Neither of them want him because they're both affiliated with parties. They don't want him. Of course, I don't give a shit what the United Pro-Life, Pro-Choice people think.
Yeah.
They're all obsessed with their own. The fact that those two got together and don't like him shows you that Ted Cruz's people and Hillary's people agree about something. Ugh. Fuck yourselves.
Hey, Stunt Brain, what do you think of the whole nuclear weapon thing last night, too?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a fumble.
Trump basically said he would have no problem if he had to use a nuclear weapon in the Middle East.
And he wouldn't outlaw or he wouldn't say he wouldn't use it in Europe.
In Europe as well, yeah.
Which is kind of concerning. You know, it was today's the anniversary of Churchill saying the only reason we didn't have a Soviet Europe was because of the threat of the atomic bomb. So who's right on this one? Interesting.
Well, I mean, once again, I understand what he's trying to say. You know, he wants to, like he said, keep all his cards on the table.
Yeah, that's all he was saying.
But that makes a lot of people nervous around the world that he's basically saying, I wouldn't rule out using a nuclear weapon in the Middle East or Europe.
Well, he's also talking to the Middle East. Like, would you rather have the president say, I'll never use one, and then they know he'll never use one? Like, what's the right answer there?
Well, they're certainly going to spin that one today all day long as well.
Especially to Europe.
Especially to Europe.
Yeah.
But the Middle East, there's no distinct target for a nuclear weapon.
Right. Well, he's not going to use a nuclear weapon.
I mean, that would be nuts if we actually dropped a nuclear weapon somewhere in the Middle East.
Who has more of a reason to live than a billionaire with apparently a large penis and a hot wife? He has a more of a reason to stay alive than any of them. That fucking miserable Hillary, her husband was fucking banging whores in the Oval Office and humiliating her. They all have a reason to drop dead except for Trump.
Yeah.
Are you saying Hillary would ride a nuke like in Dr. Strangelove?
Yes. I'm saying that Hillary would fucking Slim Pickens it right out the window.
Good old Slim Pickens.
But, Trump didn't know what the nuclear triad was, not on just one occasion, on two occasions in debates. So this shows another lack of depth in knowledge of our defense system. So that could be a problem.
You want to explain the nuclear triad to the people that don't know? Obviously, we know in this room, but there's plenty of people out there that are dummies and uneducated.
We have three components in our nuclear arsenal. It's just basic strategic bombers, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, and then those that are on submarines that nobody knows where the hell they are.
Right.
And Trump he got cornered on that a few debates ago, and then again afterwards. So it's not like he could have Googled it and figured it out in about 30 seconds, but it just shows that he kind of flies by the seat of his pants on a lot of these things, as we saw with the abortion comment.
Which is, again, that's a bad thing. I mean, he should be a bit more prepared at this point. It's the thing people like about him that, look, he's just giving honest answers, but there are times when you should probably be a bit more prepared. But again, these guys all have advisors. They don't just make it, like when the Obama raid for, to get bin Laden when he okayed the military going to Pakistan. What do you think? He just all of a sudden knew all this stuff from college and made a decision? No, he was advised by people.
Yeah, you got
advised by people.
You got to get good advisors around you. But it scares me that Trump is learning as he goes. That does scare me a little bit.
And the only advisor we've really heard him talk about, when someone said, "Where do you get your foreign policy?" and he said, "From me. I have a great mind." That's a little disconcerting to people.
Yeah, it is. But, maybe he just doesn't give the right answer. Ted would have a wonderful, smooth answer. And he feels exactly about abortion the way Trump does. Exactly. Even more conservative. He's more conservative on abortion when you come down to it than Trump is.
Yes.
But, people, the Democrats much would rather have Ted Cruz running because he's, I think, less of a threat to Hillary than Trump is.
Do you, there's inklings out there, Stunt Brain, that Trump doesn't really want this. What do you think? I mean, obviously this feeds his ego and he loves the attention. I mean, we're all in agreement there. But does he actually want the job in the end?
I doubted it at first, too. When it first happened, I was like, no, he's doing this to build his brand. He had a book coming out in the fall, and you're thinking, this is great free promotion for the book. But I think the more it goes and the bigger the numbers got for him, I think he kind of thought, well, maybe I could do this. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of intoxicating to think that you could be president of the free world. That's a big deal. So I feel like he's in it so far that he really does want to do this. But does he know how is the big question.
Yeah. All right. And what about Kasich? What's going on there? Because he said that he doesn't want to be the vice president for any of these guys, and he's still in the race. He doesn't have a path to actually get the nomination. So why is he still in the race? I say that because I kind of like this John Kasich.
Kasich is
I think I like him the most out of the three on that side.
he sees his path in the brokered convention, and that's the only way he could do it. Would he take a vice presidency? He says no.
He keeps saying no, but he is a politician in the end.
Yeah, come on.
Which means he'll probably will be asked to be the vice president for one of these guys.
Couldn't you do more as a vice president than you can as governor of Ohio? And that's what he keeps going back to. Vice president is still kind of a huge deal. You're a heartbeat away from the job.
And it's an easy job, man. You just go to funerals and, right?
And you get to say stuff that nobody cares about.
You get to say shit.
Biden. But
no real responsibility in the stuff you say. You could say stuff like, this is a big fucking deal. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Whispers in front of a live mic to Obama. This is a big fucking deal.
Yeah, they're signing the largest health care bill ever. Joe is the greatest. He has more great sound bites and video clips than any MVP ever.
Out of all of them, he was my man. If Biden was in this race, I would absolutely. Well, I'm not a voter, as most know, but I think I would certainly support.
Remember
Joe
the time
Biden.
when he told that guy to stand up and he was in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Come on, stand
bless
up.
your heart. Stand up, Joe. Take a wave. Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Some guy raises a good point on Twitter, though.
Yeah.
If Cruz answered Matthew's questions like Trump, you guys would be killing him. That's true. I mean, I have such a hatred for Ted Cruz that I probably am being unfair. Like, I would be much worse to Ted Cruz about this.
Yeah, no, you got to respect that, Trump answers these questions, and he's not really dancing around it.
But I would be much harsher on Ted Cruz. I'd be screaming what a cunt he is, but with Trump, I'm trying to give him a pass.
If Cruz manages to get the nomination, is there a vice president he could select that would make you
No. He
look
said
at him as palatable?
Mike, he stinks. He's a fucking, another one of these God-inspired me fucking assholes. No, I loathe him. And Rubio, too. And I don't like Hillary. I don't hate her, but I don't like her either. It's like, why are people so obsessed with getting one of the two parties in?
Yeah.
I know Trump is a Republican, but he could just as easily be a Democrat. Why are people so obsessed with this?
I dislike Cruz the most, and I would probably look at Hillary or Bernie Sanders before I would. I would
absolutely vote for one of them
before I support Cruz. But I like John Kasich probably the most as we sit here today.
I think you guys would like Gary Johnson, the Libertarian, and he last week saw 11% in terms of national poll numbers, and if he gets to 15, they have to put him in the debates.
Well, a guy like that maybe I would like and maybe I would vote for. But an independent or a libertarian will never win the election until something happens that is out of the norm. And Trump winning in one of the parties is out of the norm. Mm-hmm. And I do think then people will go, wow, this can happen. And then all of a sudden, the Democrats and the Republicans start communicating differently and doing things differently because they realize one of them is not guaranteed the spot. And again, I know Trump's a Republican, but he's outside of it. Mm-hmm. That to me, what he represents. Eventually, a guy like Gary Johnson will get in.
Do you even know what he looks like?
Yeah, I know.
Sort
of. Yeah.
I don't think I would recognize him if he walked by. And there's a bunch of people on Twitter saying you got to at least take a peek at this Gary Johnson.
He's got a lot. He's socially
that guy.
liberal.
Yeah, okay, I've seen him before. Now I'm seeing an image on my computer. Okay, yeah, I've seen him.
But how do you get when a libertarian's no threat to Republicans or Democrats, and we all know that. We all know that libertarian is not going to win a general election
at this point.
No, the press will be against them.
No, I know at this point, but. I don't know. You got to fast forward a bunch of years, and then maybe it's a third party has a real chance.
Yeah, like what do you think happens, Mike? Where all of a sudden it's shaken up enough where people are.
Well, the Republican Party's now shaken up.
Well, but
that party is about to be blown up, right? Stunt Brain.
Yeah,
this is pretty fucked up.
It's eating itself from the inside, and it is tearing itself apart. They're expecting all kinds of craziness at the convention.
What do you think happens where all of a sudden Americans decide to vote for a libertarian? Who really, those guys a lot of times do embody the best of the Democrats and the Republicans. What do you think it takes for one of those guys to win?
You need a rock star to just
I think you need a guy
go rogue.
Who looks like the other candidates. And Johnson, to me, kind of fills that void. He looks like a typical sort of a younger Republican guy. He's a marathoner. He's very magnanimous. He's an excellent speaker. and he has small government principles, which is what all those GOP conservatives want. And he's got some social libertarian principles that will attract all those people in the middle. So if you get a guy like that on the stage, when you've got Bernie Sanders and Trump both shaking it up, I think suddenly that 60% of America in the middle goes, wait a minute, who's this guy?
Okay, but again, the people who are Republican and people who are Democrat have zero interest in that happening. Well, and the press doesn't have much of an interest in that happening either, because most of them are Republicans or Democrats.
And Jimmy makes a good point there. You need the press to get behind you. I mean, this guy's getting no fucking coverage.
Right, or at least cover you, yeah.
He's starting to...
I don't mean behind you, but just cover you is a better way to say that. They don't even cover the guy.
Well, look at the free press that Trump has gotten. It's in the billions of dollars of what they call earned media. Now you're starting to see a libertarian get 11% in polling data. If he gets to 15, he's suddenly on a debate stage, and that suddenly changes everything. And now he's got media time. Will it happen this cycle? It's a slim chance, but it looks like it's growing. So maybe it is 2 election cycles before.
He has zero shot, and I'm not trying to be a jerk. I literally think the people in third parties, no one thinks they have a shot to win, so we don't vote for them.
You don't want to throw your vote away.
You feel like, well, it's just going to, but if someone comes out and literally steals this top job from all these entitled little babies, if one guy comes in and takes it, then everybody looks at it a little bit differently.
Well, if you have a Sanders versus Trump, you have ultimate outsiders on both sides.
I agree. I would vote for Trump there because I think
it up, Jimmy, for a libertarian.
Absolutely, I think you're right. Maybe that's what it would take. If it was Bernie Sanders, Donald Trump, maybe you're right.
Where is Bernie Sanders these days? Does he have a path?
Yes,
I love how they use that term. He doesn't have a path to the nomination. Does he have a path?
It all hinges on the superdelegates. That's where...
I know, and the Republicans wish they had the superdelegates.
And doesn't that make you just hate them even more? Like, again, just that. They have superdelegates.
I fucking hate the superdelegates.
It's just
Why are you
shit.
more important?
Well, they engineered it so that the party would automatically give its own self and its own choice the power to tip the election scale, so that the voter really doesn't matter, which is kind of ironic in the name of the Democrat Party and this rigged system. And they came up with this after '68 when the convention blew apart. So this was their way to try and prevent that from happening.
And what did the Republicans do that was sneaky that you pointed out to us that's now going to hurt them with Trump? If you win at least 8, they didn't want Ron Paul embarrassing Mitt Romney. So they're fucks too.
Yeah, that was Rule 40. The change that said you had to win at least 8 states in order to get your delegates counted.
Yeah.
And now they are going to have a chance to change that rule, but I doubt they will, because it looks like both Cruz and Trump will have 8 states.
Okay.
Can you
win columns?
Can you explain the superdelegate in the most simplest terms?
I can, but I'll let Mike do it.
All right.
Yeah, the superdelegate is basically the Democrats just saying, okay, every Democrat elected to public office, in a state office or a federal office, gets to be a delegate, which hands it to, and they're basically pledged initially to the party favorite. So you're going to see how many of them are there. It's like 700 and some delegates. So that could be instantly a huge advantage for Hillary. And it looks like it is. She's got hundreds more than Bernie. I think he has 29 and she has 300 or 400 already.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Florentine's lost too.
Let me ask you something. If these allegations about Cruz having those affairs do come out and are true, is he done?
Yeah, conventional wisdom says, it's over because his base won't accept that. But that story has slid off the front page pretty quickly because you had David Pecker, who runs that Inquirer. Mission accomplished.
Wait a second.
Can you say that again, please?
What's his name?
David Pecker. Pecker loves Trump.
Pecker loves Trump, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, no one's catching it. Wait, what's his name?
David Pecker.
So what did David Pecker say?
He runs the National Enquirer, and he's endorsed Trump.
Who does?
Pecker.
Travis, you heard what he said?
I heard.
But why isn't Cruz suing the National Enquirer? I think there's definitely when there's 5 that come out, there's something going on. If there's 1,
it's almost as bad as 4.
Why isn't he suing the National Enquirer right off the bat?
Have they actually come out, or are these all allegations? The only name that seems to appear in that article is Katrina Pearson, who is a Trump spokesperson who used to work with Cruz. Mm-hmm. So and she's kind of distanced herself from this. Mm-hmm. So I don't think the Enquirer knows how to dance around the allegations and
right. Well, go back to Pecker. So what is Pecker saying?
Well,
I don't know. I just don't understand having one of those weird last names. Wouldn't you just beg your family to change the last name?
I think it's only $500.
Why would you send your kids to school with the last name Pecker? Why would you do that?
I got a hilarious joke. Imagine if you had some juice on the table. Somebody would be like, "Whose Pecker juice is that?" You think those are going?
No, because you're answering your own question in the joke.
Well, Chip tends to do that. Go ahead. We're falling apart here, Stunt Brain.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Bring all this together so we can eat some food.
The Enquirer thing doesn't look like it's going to have any real weight because it hasn't picked up any momentum, and no one's come forward and said, like in the case of Clinton, yes, I had sex with him, or he had sex with me, or whatever. So that seems to have slid off. Mm-hmm. And now it's back to business as usual, which is Trump's campaign manager facing a what is it, simple battery charge? It's not a real serious charge. It's a misdemeanor, but that's...
You find that whole thing ridiculous, don't you?
Well, the video seems to show, and again...
He strong-armed the woman out of the way. We all know that, but as a reporter, you got to think you're going to get roughed up a little bit in there. I don't think anyone should be, hurt, but I think...
It is a scrum, but she got bruised.
Oh, come on.
There's the simple assault. Where do you draw the line with a woman who gets bruised?
Well, they're never going to. They're not going to convict the guy of that. I mean, the charges will either be dropped or it'll be some dumb thing like pick up litter for a couple hours on the side of the highway.
The crazy thing was they were saying that Trump should fire the guy, like he's going to do that.
Yeah.
After all the shit he's done so far, okay, I'm going to get rid of this guy. Is that going to make everything better?
No.
Well, a bunch of female journalists have now signed a letter saying he should fire Lewandowski immediately.
Cool. Did they sign that about Clinton resigning when he was fucking interns? Stop it.
I don't think so. But they also, there are others who've said, wait a minute, what happens to innocent until proven guilty?
Ooh.
Word.
Hey, what about Johnson? Pecker and Johnson.
That would be a great ticket.
Well, yeah. Ooh, it's Pecker and Johnson.
But you got a primary next Tuesday. You got Wisconsin. Yeah. And that's going to be a big deal. And then New York, your New York primary is April 19th?
Yeah, I feel bad for the states that come later in the process. It almost doesn't matter.
Well, it looks like
doesn't matter as much.
The Democrats are going to have to string it out a little bit further. And it looks like Bernie could give Hillary a headache. And he seems to be. Now, the big complication in her campaign right now is that she's going to have to testify or at least speak to the FBI. James Comey, the director of the FBI.
How's his hair look?
Very good, thank you. He's going to talk to her about the emails.
His hair better be full and look good if his last name is Comey.
Comey.
Yeah.
These last names, man.
Think he hangs out with fucking Larry Brushes?
So that's her big headache.
Do you think Hillary has to, everything will be resolved before the election?
What my big headache is? That's her big headache. You want to guess what my big headache is? While I have you on the phone?
Will Hillary's stuff be all resolved before the election, you think?
Yeah, I think it definitely
Fucking Chip. All right. Stunt Brain, thank you. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
I still don't understand the superdelegates. Is it an individual where they just, crown you a superdelegate? You are now a superdelegate.
If you're elected a party, if you win an election, if you're like de Blasio's a superdelegate, Cuomo, the governor's a superdelegate, they're guaranteed to be able to vote at the convention.
Yeah.
And they're granted that by the party.
Gotcha.
And they typically are the party favorite will get it, so they're usually automatically to Hillary.
Automatically?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Why is Xerox pointing? What are you pointing at?
Line 1.
Line 1?
Hopefully the exit. That's where it's going.
Ask Stunt Brain about the Rachel Maddow stripper candidate. What does that mean?
Oh, yeah, what's that mean?
Sean, I don't understand your question for Stunt Brain. Go ahead.
So, Stunt Brain mentioned the David Pecker story.
No one's getting it.
And he failed.
David Pecker.
Yes, go ahead, Sean.
David Pecker.
So he failed to mention what Maddow has finally had the guts to report on, like no one else, is that the lawyer that was involved in the 2007 prostitution scandal has revealed that he has a list of 815 names and addresses that are involved with these prostitutes, this escort service. And he said because of documents, he's not reveal them. However, he may go against that because one of those names involve a presidential candidate right now.
It wouldn't surprise me. But honestly, it may be a big deal, but it's like, who gives a shit if one of them got a hooker?
Lewandowski's lawyer had to resign from his position because he was involved in biting a stripper. He was charged...
Oh, no, he stole her rhymes?
Yes, exactly.
He really enjoyed that one.
He rocks an old school fucking hip hopper. He knows.
He got it. That was a belly laugh.
But yeah, so when you say you've got a name, a list with a name, and one of them's a presidential candidate, it could be somebody from the Green Party. It could be somebody from the Left Shoe Party. Who knows? So this guy's just floating allegations and weird threats. But again, he's the guy who also, if it's Lewandowski's lawyer, was allegedly involved with biting a stripper and stepped down from his post.
But, can we stop just looking at these guys and caring about that stuff? They're all scummy. Like, by caring about that, you're weeding out a lot of people who may be able to serve the public need. Like, they're all shitty. They all have shitty friends. It's like, just enough already with, oh no, he went to a strip club where he got a hooker.
Are you saying the public need requires a person that, says he's a Christian or he's faith-based, but then he goes out and pays hookers and cheats on his wife?
No, I find that I find that need to say you're faith-based is annoying. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're all inconsistent and shitty. I don't think that an extreme example like that is, you can't be so completely conflicted with who you say you are. But, like, we judge them on so many, like, even whether it was Clinton in the White House or all, we judge them on so many of these things. And they're all guilty of a number of them. If it's not sexual, it's financial. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're on that level, or it was Obama, it wasn't sexual or financial, but he had Jeremiah Wright with him. Oh, their friends are disgusting. Like, there's always something that all of them have that we go after them for.
Well, is that any more or less shallow than judging them on their looks?
Well, I don't think we should judge them on their looks either.
So Ted Cruz is a thin-lipped...
Oh, but I know that's shallow. Yeah, but I've also said that I know that I don't... That's irrational of me to hate him as much as I do. I've pointed that out many times. I know that that's a shallow attack.
But we all do that. That's just schoolyard shit you throw into it. But
what were you going to say,
it shouldn't matter in the end, of course.
The other guy was going to respond. What were you going to say, Mr.
Sean?
I was just going to say, I agree mostly with what you say, Jimmy. I just feel that we have to... In that discussion, you have to consider the millions of Americans who would absolutely be disgusted with that information if it were leaked.
Yeah, I mean, they would. People have a weird thing about... again, my norm is not what everybody else's norm is. Like, what I accept is, like, yeah, he got a hooker. I understand there's a lot of people that would have a big problem with that.
And as much as I want to say I support Trump, if it were to be revealed that it was Trump himself that was going to D.C. and paying hookers, then good. Now we know. And I feel like that should be something that's put on the table for everyone to know.
Well, I don't mind that either.
Some court shouldn't have the power to say no one is allowed to know the truth.
Well, I agree. I agree.
All right. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye, Sean.
Buddy. And Stunt Brain, we're good?
Yep.
Hey, are you in Delaware? Are you in Delaware?
Yes, sir. And hopefully Friday night I will be in Delaware as well.
Oh, I want to see you. Yeah, let's grab some lunch or something. I'll be down there all day on Friday. It'd be great to see you.
Terrific. I'm on it. I'll call Kenny.
All right. Or just call me. You have my number, right?
Yeah, I think I do. Here, just read it out now.
I can't do that.
Okay.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Thanks, Mikey. Mike's a good egg.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. A lot of people think that he's, awful, and you're not wrong. But
a lot of people.
He's a really good guy.
Shit.
He's educated. I love him. He knows his shit. I like that he helps us out with the politics. Jimmy's going to be in Philly tonight.
Yes.
I don't think many tickets are available, my friend.
No, they're not.
There's a buzz down there in Philly.
Yeah, it's my shows have been selling pretty well. I'm happy with the Fillmore sales.
Okay. And then Delaware on Friday. Wait, Friday, right?
Yeah, I was doing Saturday, but we canceled D.C. It's being rescheduled. I'm absolutely coming to D.C. There's just a venue issue, so we're rescheduling.
Okay, so Delaware Friday, and then that's it for your weekend.
That's it for the weekend. Then next week I'm in Northampton, Mass. I'm in Ridgefield, Connecticut, and also Burlington, Vermont.
Wow. Very good.
Yeah, I'm really getting around and loving it.
That's good.
I was talking to somebody last night about the tour. It's just so much fun to go out and do one night somewhere and
it's
then
easy,
relax.
Right?
Yes, afterwards you're done.
Instead of hammering out shows.
I stopped
you get one good one in.
Yeah, one good one in. I stopped in and watched a little bit of Fitzsimmons. This is why I don't watch comedians. And in Denver. And he had a Trump-Hillary line. I watched him for 5 minutes. It made me laugh so hard. I'm like, God fucking damn him, because I didn't think of it. And I just walked out. I had to go. I was meeting Kenny and Kelsey for dinner anyway. But he's a funny dude, man.
It was a good line.
Yeah.
I want to know what it is.
I'll tell you off the air. Yeah, Greg's a funny fucking dude, man.
Great, man.
I would assume you wouldn't want to do it on the air.
I want to, but I won't blow his line.
No, I know. You don't
but
want
it's
to blow
so
his...
funny.
That's cool. Florentine's got his one-man show now available on iTunes.
Yes. Yeah, it's on JimFlorentine.com. Get all the info.
Oh, not iTunes.
It's not on iTunes yet in a couple
right, I don't
weeks.
want to confuse the people. So you go to JimFlorentine.com to get the special.
All the info's there where you can digital download. You put in promo code Florentine, you'll get it for $5.
Nice.
Comes out tomorrow. There's a DVD, CD option too.
I'm your savior.
Yeah.
What is the? It's a 2-disc set.
I put an audio CD inside the DVD.
Cool. Okay.
There's no separate audio CD, just in case someone wanted the audio version. I just threw it in the DVD.
And you get serious.
Yeah, it's the Jim sort of show a bunch of times.
Yeah, you talk about your ex and all.
Yeah, I talk my ex.
There's some heavy stuff in this thing. And,
and
obviously some lofts as well.
Yeah. It's basically, I tell the whole wrestling picture story, getting molested for wrestling pictures. And it's a slideshow. I show the pictures.
Well, that's the funny part.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny parts, but there's a lot of serious
That was the
parts.
sexy part.
That's the sexy, funny part.
Yeah.
I still have the original pictures from when I got molested, so I show them in the show. And then, the death of my ex-girlfriend and going through that. And
that's heavy shit.
Her leading me to my future wife, which that didn't really work out, but it did for a while. So that'll be part 2.
Did you want to edit that out?
No, because it's a happy ending. And then I'm like, all right, well, it's going to have to be to be continued.
Yeah, it's yeah. It ends at the end.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
With Jim going, and I'm in love. It couldn't. Nothing can go wrong. Good night, and they all.
Good night.
But it's cool, that there's another DVD coming.
Oh boy, is there?
Yeah, Bobby Kelly gave me a great. He goes, you should go back and do that, and then all of a sudden put a car crash sound in, and then walk back out on stage. Well, it didn't really work out.
That would be a great way to start it.
To continue.
Yeah,
to do the show again. Yeah.
That's how you should start the next special.
I know.
The last minute of, okay, you got something there.
Yeah.
So please, if you love Florentine on this show, we certainly do. Go to JimFlorentine.com and support him.
I have a question for Jim.
Oh.
You spelled savior like you're in England.
I know. I originally liked it the other way, but then I decided I wanted to do the England version.
Why?
British version.
I don't know why.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm not sure.
All right, well, I'm just asking.
Why? Jim asked.
It doesn't look bad.
Let me see how it looks.
It looks fine. You know what it is.
Yeah, but, it's nice.
Yeah, it's in the center, CENTRE of the page.
It makes you feel worldly. You look worldly by using that word.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I just figured it.
Well-traveled.
Yeah, smarten it up a little bit because I got Ivan Putski jokes in it.
The Polish hammer.
Yeah.
Do you really have Ivan Putski jokes in this?
Absolutely.
What's good special does it?
Yeah.
I used to love the Polish hammer. He was one of my guys.
Eating onions.
Yeah.
He was one of my guys when I was into wrestling way back in the day.
It's a really good show, man, and I'm happy you're finally putting it on DVD.
I've heard nothing but great things about this. There's laughs and definitely some seriousness. Florentine definitely opens up with this thing. So go to JimFlorentine.com. We got to take a break.
This weekend I'm at Bananas in Hasbrook Heights tomorrow and Saturday.
Okay. Sam Morril, it's been a while. He's going to join the show next.
Oh, good.
And then a little later on, we got Dez Bishop coming in.
Dez Bishop, yes. He's from Ireland. I don't think I know Dez.
First time on the show. We'll get to know him a little later. Stay there. And Sam Morril in studio.
Yes, and Jim Florentine is upstairs fucking taking a gluey shit.
Is he?
A nice gluey dump.
Good for him.
I have a feeling that someone's calling to praise my political insight.
I'm hoping. It's never good when Colin calls us.
Well, no, I think he wants to praise my insight. I understand.
He tends to have some criticism as far as the show goes.
No, but I have a feeling this is insight praising.
I hope so.
I have faith.
Colin Quinn, good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys.
How are you?
Hello,
I didn't hear the show today.
Okay. All right,
was you being astute?
Yes, I was. I was being rather astute. I was expressing my political feelings
about Trump and Cruz and Bernie Sanders
and Gary Johnson. I missed the Gary Johnson.
That's right.
Get a little Gary Johnson action in there.
I think whoever becomes president should have leadership qualities, in my opinion.
That's a good point.
In my opinion,
you're not wrong.
That's a good place to start, I think.
You don't want a follower for president. You want a leader.
Yeah.
Leadership.
Absolutely.
Guy with leadership qualities. All right.
I'm a bit relieved that we're not getting criticism from Colin Quinn.
Only because I didn't hear it.
I know.
I'm only calling to promote my fucking weekend, you know.
Oh, okay. So you're calling as a friend today. That's nice.
Well, I'm calling as a non-friend, as a user today.
Yes. Yes.
But I was going to try to worm it in, because I don't think, Jim probably has beaten that to death over the years. So I was going to try to call in, and say, I was talking to a guy about the brokerage this weekend, but there was every angle Chisler has used to promote his gig, so there's no point to it.
I have, and you just did it.
Yeah. So Florentine is back from his, what did you say, a gluey shit?
A nice gluey dump.
How was your gluey dump?
It wasn't bad.
And say hi to Colin Quinn.
What's going on, Colin?
We were scared that he heard our political discussion and he was calling in to criticize us, but now we're learning that he's just calling to promote a gig. So we're kind of relieved by this.
I didn't have to hear the political diatribe. I'm sure it was vague and banal. I'm sure it started out with angry, tones, but really saying nothing, and then ended in kind of hey, you know what? It's all people are liars. We all agree.
You're not far off.
Yes. We started with all people are liars and ended on an angry tone. You had it flipped.
The wheels certainly fell off our political discussion by the end.
Because nobody knows anything. Nobody, including everybody running, nobody has policies or ideas for anything.
No, I'll watch one of the news channels and then I'll take that as my own views, and then I'll.
Yeah, but they don't know either.
And then I'll
really
spew it out.
Solutions.
Yeah,
I used to figure it this way.
Yeah, go ahead.
If 3 billion people, let's say 2 billion people, every day eat garbage out of the garbage dump, people haven't really figured out how to make the world work correctly.
Well, yes.
Yeah, it's true. It should be more eating garbage out of the dump.
No, Jim, I'm saying the opposite.
Oh, all right. I didn't misunderstood you.
No, for crying out loud. You really did misunderstand me on that one.
Hey, Colin, do you have a guy in this race? Do you have one guy you like?
Or in your life?
Kidding me? Or
in your life.
How could you have any enthusiasm whatsoever?
None.
It's absurd.
Well, I mean, you like that Trump is mixing it up and kind of keeping everyone on their toes.
I do like that.
You do.
Well,
like
it's kind of cool. I like that he's called out the media on their
yes.
total. They've really been. They're particularly,
I'm starting to think they're biased.
Oh, it's unbelievable, but it's unbelievable how crazy it is, But but he's just not too swift. Is his problem.
That's true.
So we need this Gary Johnson guy to mix things up,
Wait, you like this Gary Johnson guy, huh?
No, not really. I'm just bored with it. I like that he's like a skier and a hiker. He's like an outdoorsman.
He runs marathons.
Yeah, he's like a walking Cymbalta ad for president.
Why do you like that?
I don't like anyone else. I'm just trying to be excited for something, Colin.
I would get very excited.
Why do you like a name Gary Johnson? It's a very boring name.
It is a boring name.
He's going up in the polls. I would be very excited if we got a third-party candidate that was had a real shot at this.
Who the hell is Gary Johnson?
I'm not saying he has a shot at it, but he's getting some support out there.
Yeah.
I don't want a guy running fucking marathons when he's supposed to be doing his job.
Exactly.
And hiking.
You're an outdoorsy type, Sam, and neither do you.
His running mate is John Smith.
You don't want a marathoner?
Sam thinks he wants that because he grew up in the middle of 21st Street and 6th Avenue, in the heart of the city.
Yeah.
But the drumbeat of the goddamn limelight blasting in his ears every night.
I've never been skiing in my life, Colin. It seems nice if we could have someone who can negotiate with the Swiss. I don't know, you know.
You're a city kid, Sam?
I am, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Got a city kid among us.
Where'd you think he was from?
I don't know.
Iran? No.
Where did I think?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably like Georgia, South Carolina.
Oh, really? You would go that
Really?
far? I would have thought, I don't know, outside Washington somewhere.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah. Virginia, Washington.
Yeah. I didn't know you were a city kid.
I am, yeah.
I should have known because you're a big Knicks fan.
Yeah.
All right.
Usually got a Knicks thing
A
on.
little bit, yeah. A little bit of yeah.
A little bit of what?
There is no goddamn Gary Johnson. I'm looking him up right now.
Yes, there is.
There is a Gary Johnson.
Johnson 2016.
He's got 712 followers. I'm not going after
It's
him.
probably a different Gary Johnson, Colin. If I tried Governor Gary Johnson, stop looking at things up on Twitter.
Yeah, why do you only go to Twitter?
Why? What do you mean? What governor? Was he governor of what state?
How about you go to
One of them, I don't know.
How about you go to his website? It's Gov Gary Johnson on Twitter.
I didn't know.
He's got good quotes, too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Look at the tits on that pig. He said that.
138,000 followers.
How's that a good quote?
138,000 followers, Kyle.
Oh, brother.
That's good. That's a good number.
He looks like
there he is. He's libertarian with me, Governor Gary Johnson.
Yeah, there he
It
is.
doesn't even say, on his website, it doesn't even say what state he's governor of. Governor Gary Johnson.
All right. Well, no, you don't have to. You can be mad at this webmaster. You don't have to be mad at him.
He kind of looks like the guy Walter White's wife hooked up with at work a little bit, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes, I know exactly who you mean. The guy in the office.
Yeah.
Gary Johnson.
New Mexico.
Dad!
Yes, he's the governor of New Mexico.
Oh, boom. I'm not voting for him.
Why? New Mexico is a good place, Carl.
What's wrong with New Mexico?
Oh, is that why he said Walter White? Maybe he did play.
I didn't catch that. Maybe.
Now, you need a governor of like a crowded state. Anybody that's from a non-crowded state should not be running, including Bernie Sanders from Vermont.
Oh, he's disqualified now. It's not crowded enough for you.
No, you've never done anything. Like I say, it's like being a senator from Crate and Barrel. As long as you don't break anything, it's a bunch of middle-aged white women with a lot of money.
Yeah.
As long as you don't break anything, you can't ruin that state.
Well, what about John Kasich? Ohio's crowded enough, right?
Ohio's crowded, yeah.
Okay.
He's good. He's a little tedious, personality-wise. I mean, this thing is like the only thing I like about identify with him is he's an old man with like a kind of a hip haircut. He likes to go for. He just goes, no, spike it a little, and they're like, really, Governor Kasich?
He's got a wonderful smile. He's got a wonderful smile though, and sparkly eyes. This John Kasich.
I know.
You've noticed that, right?
Yeah, he's smart. He's really reasonable. It's just when he starts talking, he's too boring, you know.
Yeah, but he's a real
got to get in there.
He's
got to get in there.
He's getting in there a little bit more.
Yeah, but he's not. He doesn't have a good personality. I mean, the problem is Trump is a funny, like wise ass personality. So he's making everybody else look like the duds that they are.
Yeah. You know, dude, they got the super delegates, dude.
Yeah, he needs a little training from Bob.
Yeah.
What else is?
You should go handle him. You'll get it like Kasich going in.
I like.
He needs. They all need a comedian or two comedians that can like do a little makeover on them, personality-wise and joke-wise, because all their jokes are corny and all their personalities are corny and their thoughts are basic. You know what I mean?
Or they should hire writers, comedy writers.
No, they should hire comedians. They probably.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they need to hire like a Kurt Metzger or somebody to pump up their shit.
Why not us? We need the money.
Would you like to? I didn't know you'd want the job.
Yes,
I'm sorry. Of course, Jimmy would be able to do that. He's the go-to comedy writer guy in my head. That's all.
So infuriating. Just hearing his name is making me angry. So here's what bothers me. Is I said they also need a personality injection, and Kurt Metzger certainly can't supply that.
And somewhere right now is Voss going, why didn't he say my name?
Yeah. I'm the one who writes for the fucking Oscars. All right, Rich, you are.
I'm good enough for Chris Rock, but not Ted Cruz. I wish I could do Voss better.
Fredo Voss.
Here's a black joke I don't use anymore that you could use.
Yeah, this fucking Rich Voss.
Yeah.
Now I got to deal with a phone call or a text message from him. But I mean, you would think these guys would have hired some kind of comedy writers, knowing they have to go up against Trump. Trump's just making them look stupid.
I think Rubio did that when he was ripping apart his tweets that one day.
Right?
Yeah.
It looked like Rubio was getting help out of nowhere.
Yes, but he got help from like a Miami Improv middle or something.
Esther Koo was doing punch up.
Wow, Kyle, that's great.
Oh God.
Yeah. What else you liking out there in the world?
That's what I'm going to do in the brokerage. I'm going to go and say, what if one of these guys did hire a comedian? Can you imagine what that would be like, folks? Those are like 3 political jokes with a comedy joke at the end.
The brokerage starts.
It's a flat premise. I got to work it.
I hear you. When is the brokerage starting tonight?
Oh no, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. So you got Friday and Saturday out there on Long Island?
Night, yeah.
At the brokerage. Colin Quinn. God, you got to go see Colin.
Your cousin opening for you, Colin?
What's that?
Your cousin opening?
Tim Gage?
Yeah.
He doesn't like to be referred to as my cousin anymore.
Oh, no?
First of all, he calls me up yesterday. Here's how stupid Tim Gage is.
Yeah.
He calls me yesterday. He's been in the business however many years. And when I say the business, I mean the military, the factory. But he goes, hey, are you going to do any advertising for the show?
Jesus, what a fucking...
You mean like publicity?
Who said that, your aunt?
I know.
Should you do it for free because of the exposure? What an old lady question.
Advertising.
Advertising.
I said you were going to put up some billboards tomorrow, you stupid idiot. Yeah, Gates is open for one.
You might have to go do some local radio. Go hit
BAB.
BLI. No, Colin's more of a BLI guy now, right, Kyle?
I don't know. I know all I remember is BAI.
BAI. Oh, wow, you're going back.
Going back in the day.
Yeah,
that's what all the hip people listen to. We're like, yeah, man, I listen to BAI. They play the replacements, none of this hack shit, you know.
It was kind of like college radio.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
BAI,
where were they out of even? God, I haven't thought of them in years. We got their website up now. Yeah, all right. What else you liking in the world these days besides the politics? Anything else?
I don't know. I figured you guys were talking about something. I just jump in. There's something I'm doing the fucking dirty work. I got to figure the topics too.
That's right.
You're supposed to say like this.
I'm just trying to have a conversation with you, Jesus.
No, conversation. You're like, we're really going into this Chris Brown thing this morning. It's not. What do you like?
No, I mean, how about what else is? How about what?
Where do you want us to lead you? What subject you want us to cover?
What else is on your radar? What about the Egyptian hijacker and the guy taking the selfie? I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, let me answer for Colin. That's something Norton would do.
Oh my God, that's perfect. It's exactly what you would do.
I thought
people have had it with your selfies. Finally, I'm always ahead of the curve. I was nauseated by Norton selfie taken 9 years ago.
No one's annoyed by my selfies. I'm inspirational.
No, I think people have finally had it with your selfies. I've seen on Twitter a couple of your fans taking shots at you and Kirk Cinnamon and Chip about their selfies, and I think people have finally had it.
Well,
a revolution. You want to say Susan Sarandon thinks it's a revolution? I think it's a revolution coming against you. I'm going to be at the fucking head of it.
Yeah, well, it's already coming. You're missing the boat.
we all remember the day we had it with Jim Norton's photo obsession. For me, it was the Metallica show in Jersey.
I was at that show.
I know you were there.
We had to do like 17 dry runs.
That was it for me. Do you remember we were backstage, but we weren't in the good part of backstage?
Yeah, we just had to keep taking pictures of other people in the lighting to make sure it would look good when they came by.
That's right. How many pictures come out, though?
They were amazing.
Jim started me on this picture thing with Ozzy in '97.
Oh,
I'm not saying it's okay, but I was finally done when we walked out with the band. That's how long we stayed. We actually walked out with James Hetfield and his family to an empty parking lot. Am I lying?
Yeah, I got the last one.
Remember there were like 5 cars in the entire parking lot out there in Jersey?
And me and Jim didn't even get Hetfield that time. We got him another time.
Well, I know we didn't get Hetfield, or you didn't get Hetfield. That's why we waited so long.
That's not what we're talking about, Jim.
But he doesn't get Hetfield, and then we walk out with Hetfield in the band, and then Jimmy has like these morals where he's like, well, now I can't bother him because he's with his family. I remember this like it was yesterday.
Yeah, and it was just when he got sober, too, so he didn't want to be around a bunch of assholes like us.
But we just waited 2 hours after the show to get Hetfield.
Wait a minute. That didn't stop him from intruding on Ellen Barkin when she was with her family.
Ellen Barkin?
I was at the Comedy Cellar one night.
Ellen Barkin.
Now, please, let me tell my version.
Okay. you tell your version.
Oh, no, this is not going to be good.
So we're at the Comedy Cellar, so I see my good old Irish buddy, Gabriel Byrne, you know.
Yeah.
I used to be kind of almost in the game, you know. I'm like, Gabriel, he's like, Colin, how are you? I just wanted to do the accent, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll do Gabriel Byrne tomorrow night at the gig.
Ooh.
And get the crowd going. And then I go, and then Ellen Barkin's sitting over there, you know. So Jim goes, that's Ellen Barkin, you know, and we love her because she was in, you know, the movie, which, in fairness, Jim was the one that turned us all on to this boy's life. And we wouldn't have been as obsessed if Jim hadn't realized how great it was. So he goes, that's Ellen Barkin, this boy. I go, yeah. So I think I shook hands with her, too, whatever. They're sitting with the kids. It's like a divorced couple with their kids. Well, like, at that tender age, like 11, 12. She goes, hey, did they get a picture? I think I said, like, nah, don't do that right now. And then he walks over to goes, hi, nice to meet you. I introduced him. And he goes, do you mind if I get a picture? She literally goes, I'm with my kids right now. Not knowing he was just performing on stage. He's supposed to be a peer, by the way. This is the part that infuriates me. He goes, yeah, but just a picture. He said something to her like, that's not going to fly, miss. We're taking a picture.
Hold on.
He took a picture with Ellen Barkin.
Let me straighten out. This has fucking... Your Bronco story had more accuracy than this. My picture with Ellen Barkin. I think I met her inside. I did not ask for a photo. My picture with Ellen Barkin, I got outside the Comedy Cellar when they were just leaving. So it wasn't like they were sitting there. It was like a birthday party and had dispersed, and they were walking out. Yes, and I asked her.
This is the police blotter version.
But she was outside, and I got a quick shot with her as they were just about ready to leave and get into a cab. I didn't bother their meal. So,
wait a minute. So you're saying that they left the 8-year-old kids all dispersed. Everybody went their own directions home, and Ellen was by herself.
No, she was...
All right, kids, you take the train. We're taking the cab. I'll see you later.
She was with, I think it might have been, this is so many, she might have said...
With her crying prepubescent teens.
Oh, I think she said, I'm with my kids. She might have said that, but then I might have said, I just met you with Colin. I think I guilted her into it.
Exactly. He threw my name in the mix, of course.
Good for me. Well done, Jim.
And you got the picture.
I did, but Colin's fucking really making it a lie. Oh, he broke into the house while they were making love, and he fucking demanded a photo. It's not what happened.
Fine. No.
I feel like shutting someone down for a photo is so much more uncomfortable than just taking the photo. You know?
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He refused to take no for an answer.
That's right.
Yeah.
He probably thought she admired his can-do attitude.
Do you think, have you seen my Ellen Barkin photo?
I don't think so, no.
Well, maybe next time I show it to you, then you see who...
Where is this photo?
Who do you criticize?
Where is this photo?
It's probably on my computer home.
You don't even know where it is.
Didn't make the wall.
That's what I'd like to do is go on your website, and if there's a way to see how many people have not looked at your thousands of shitty celebrity photos.
I haven't updated it in years. I haven't updated it in years, dude. I really need to.
You should update it.
I have pictures. I have a good celebrities section.
I see that with Paul McCartney. That's a biggie right there, Colin. No?
Yeah.
I think that's
that was a biggie like 15 years ago.
That's still a biggie.
It's a Beatle.
I was fatter then,
no,
too.
No, it's not. He was a Beatle. Now he's back up for Kanye and shit. Come on.
Yeah, the Kanye thing was a little strange.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't understand
why he's
why
still putting out good music.
Oh, he's got
David Cohn.
He has a very nice celebrity section. You'd be impressed by this, I think. Colin.
Look at me chatting with Geezer, Tony, and Ozzy.
He's got David Cohn.
He's got 8 pictures of Tyson. 14.
No, Tyson's in the boxer section. You don't even understand this.
Oh, Carl, you're such a silly goose.
Well, why shouldn't there be a musician section?
Well, I just did it like this. I was busy.
Yeah, he's got a celebrity section and he's got a boxer section.
Yeah.
Why don't you break up the celebrities into musicians?
He doesn't have enough musician pictures, that's all.
I was just busy. I have plenty of them. I was just busy, Carl, that's all.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm glad I remembered this before I get off. The fact is, out of all the dumb tweets, Rich Voss once again wins when Gary Shandling died.
What did he do?
His tweet, well, Gary Shandling made this mocked, TV hosting, that late night show hosting with his great show, and known for a lot of things. Voss's tweet, a professional who's also in our business with us, was something along the lines of, we'll miss Gary Shandling. The best substitute host of the Tonight Show, in my opinion.
I got the tweet. Yes, put that up there. It says Gary Shandling was one of my favorite comics when I started comedy. Number one was a better fill-in on Carson.
No one.
Oh, that's how he does. No one. Oh,
yeah.
But I'm just saying.
All right,
that
no one.
the
Sorry,
fact is-
no one was a better fill-in on Carson. Wish I could have met him.
I wish I would have seen that tweet because I would say, I hope you meet him soon.
Rest in peace. No one. All right.
My problem with that is that he said comics and comedy in the same sentence. He was one of my favorite comics when I started comic. Just say he's one of my favorite comics when I started.
When I started, yeah, you didn't need comedy in that. And then he would have been able to write No One properly.
Yeah.
Yes.
No one was a better fill-in. That guy killed on Jack Parr. Jesus.
He took the least exciting thing about Shanley and made it into his tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of least exciting, I guess I'll sign off, guys.
Why? That was a very good plug for the brokerage.
Yes, it was.
You started off plugging and just ended on a sad note about Gary Shandling.
Yeah, you're right.
It's nice.
Voss, really. I think it was a sad note about Voss, really.
I think it was a perfect phone call.
Well, thanks.
I really do. You opened up a little bit. You had some laughs in there. You got some. You got a few plugs in.
We got the Ellen Barkin story.
We got the Ellen Barkin story.
And then we got the truer version of it.
Inside celebrity scoop.
Yeah, we get the Ellen Barkin lie that he's been telling, and then we got the true version.
True version sounded worse.
Maybe it's
I forgot you used my name to get that fucking.
Colin, and I got to say it again. I keep watching the video of you lying on this show. It's one of my favorite things, maybe in the last few years.
Yeah.
Fucking lied like a rug.
You weren't here for that?
I saw the video.
Where he just falls apart and we weren't even pressuring him?
Yeah. Just got me. Well, my favorite thing to watch is I've been watching this old lady. She's a 74-year-old lady.
Yeah.
She's deadlifting 230 pounds.
No. Come on.
Yeah, put it on.
Where do we find that?
Right online. It's just there. It was all.
I'm going to look for it, but could you help us out? How do we find it?
Hold on.
All right. Let me see the old lady deadlifting. 78-year-old woman deadlifts 225 pounds.
Yeah.
We might have it already.
With ease.
Probably fake weights.
This should have been in the section where I said, what else is on your radar, by the way? Remember that?
I know, but I just remembered now.
This would be on your radar.
Surely.
All right, here it is. She's 78.
She looks every day.
What the fuck? Deadlifting 225 pounds. Yeah, that's fake weights on there, Colin.
Absolutely.
Oh,
we know a fake video when we see it.
Yeah, that's fake.
That's fake.
Shirley's a bitch.
It's probably 145 on each side, and the other two are fake.
Yeah, we got some fake weights there.
Exactly.
145 on each side is 290.
No, that's only 145.
No, 45 and 45 is 90.
135.
Right, and the bar is usually 45.
If she was lifting...
which would make it 135. No, it's obviously 225 pounds.
If she was lifting that much, her vaginal mesh would have fallen out. It looked like a fucking tuna net full of octopus.
Good old Shirley. Time Magazine has that on their front page. We'll tweet it out.
Shirley, too.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Very. All right, Colin.
All right, guys.
So
See you later.
Some good shows.
Yeah, the brokerage tomorrow night and Saturday with Colin Quinn. That's a great show.
You.
All right. We're here tomorrow if you want to come. He hung up. Jimmy's gone, so if Colin wants to come in tomorrow and help out, that'd be nice.
I'll be at McGuire's. I'm right across from Colin.
Are you really?
I'm right there.
You're competing with Colin.
I'm competing with Carl.
You guys should have fought it out on the phone.
I should have mentioned it.
McGuire's this weekend for Sam Morril.
Yeah.
Florentine's got
Bananas this weekend.
Hasbrook Heights. And the big one-man show is finally available at JimFlorentine.com.
Yeah, it'll be out. It's out tomorrow, yeah.
Nice.
And awfulfacebookpost.com is my new website.
Really?
I rip apart Facebook. It's launching tomorrow.
Oh, good for you, man.
What's it called?
Awfulfacebookpost.com.
Oh, that's great.
I just go behind like a newscaster behind a desk and just rip apart people's Facebook posts. I'll just put out like 2 a week.
You're all about Facebook. You understand how that works. Are you a fan of the people saying we should nuke them all?
What?
As far as the Muslims go?
On Facebook?
Oh, gosh. Every family member has at least one or two of those people.
Oh, you wearing a tie?
Yeah, I did it on like a green screen type thing. Yeah, I went to a.
Is this the preview video?
I went to a Goodwill store and bought a jacket and a tie for $3. and a shirt.
Let me hear this.
It's just like quick clips.
Yeah, I know, but this is promoting awfulfacebookpost.com. Push play on this.
Here's a post from a guy. He writes, I made a delicious beef stew with my new crock pot. Then saw a preview of Horrible Bosses 2. Get this day some butter, because it's on a roll. First of all, you're a fucking grown man, and you're going, get this day some butter. It's on a roll. I have a 5-year-old son. He wouldn't even say that. If he said it, I go, Luke, you're 5. What are you saying that for? He's like, you're right, Dad. That's kind of corny. And you're a grown man saying that, and you got excited because you saw a preview of Horrible Bosses 2? When has a sequel ever been good? When? Never. And you got excited by seeing a fucking preview of that? And then you think your fucking beef stew is delicious? Nobody else does, okay? There's a reason you're not a fucking chef in a restaurant. There's 75 different chef shows on TV, and you're not on any of them. There's a reason for that, okay? It's really not delicious. Try putting your fucking beef stew in a real restaurant. See what people really think. They want their money back. Your friends and family might tell you it's good because they don't want to hurt your feelings, all right? You're bragging about making beef stew. You just put some beef and some fucking vegetables in a pot and you warm it up and you stir it a couple times. Nothing to brag about. You're a fucking asshole.
You're just sweating. It's great.
Yeah, so there'll be like 2 of them posted each week.
That's funny, dude.
I love
it's
that.
turned into a book, too. I'm working on a book.
I love that the graphic is Jim Florentine, World News Tonight underneath it.
Yeah.
World News Tonight.
Just silly shit.
That's funny, dude.
Starts tomorrow. Awful.
Yeah, I go in my friend's basement. He's got a green screen. I just shoot a bunch of them. And then
awfulfacebookpost.com. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Stay there. Oh, we're back. We got Jim Florentine and Sam Morril in studio today. We were just talking about Guns N' Roses. Are you a big Guns N' Roses fan, Sam?
I liked them growing up. I'd seen them in concert once. It was good. It was a good show.
Yeah.
You know? Definitely like them.
Well, they got the original lineup, and it all starts next week. Florentine was telling me. I didn't realize it was that soon.
Yeah, Vegas. They're doing this new arena. MGM's opening a new arena there, and they're going to be the first band to play there next Friday and Saturday night. I'm going to most likely go.
You're flying out?
Yeah, I'm going to be in LA next week, and I'm just going to go over to Vegas.
Oh, then you got to go.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough ticket. I'm working on it.
You got connections from the metal show?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, you do, but, you know.
What? It's time to call in a favor. Are you kidding?
Yeah, but I don't even know if we're, on the air anymore, so it's almost like, when you guys were off the air, did you have the same perks?
Oh, boy, did everything dry up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, boy.
I was begging for an Iron Maiden ticket last night. I got one at the last minute. Believe me, yeah.
You realize that you're not as important as you thought you were.
Yeah.
Wow, everything dried up.
Yeah, that's what I was like, don't let that shit get out there. Let's get some more free concerts in. I don't know, I probably do. We'll see, but I'm going to go anyway.
And what's going on with Izzy?
Izzy and Adler aren't confirmed that they're still in the band.
Well, Adler obviously wants to do it, but he just probably can't play like he used to, huh?
No, he could play, but I think it's a reliability issue.
Ooh, they want everyone to be reliable, but can't they have someone on standby just in case?
They do. Well, I suppose there's a million different rumors. They don't release anything, but Axl's drummer that was in his version, Frank Ferrara, I think his last name is. He's going to drum. He'll definitely be there. And there'll be another guitar player, Richie Fortis, who's great, was in Axl's band, will be a third guitar player in case Izzy doesn't come to shows.
And Izzy's one of these guys who just wanders the earth, huh?
Yeah, he just kind of does his own thing. And so I think they're trying to get the 5, but they don't know. And maybe Adler will only do the Appetite for Destruction songs, and then Frank will do the other songs.
Oh, how cool would that be?
But has that really ever worked where, like, a guy that was in the band will only come out for 3 or 4 songs and then go off the stage?
It's weird, isn't it?
It's kind of like a little crush to the ego.
The cornrows look so weird on him still.
Those are old, though.
Oh, are they?
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't do that anymore?
Is Axl back in shape?
Yeah. Yeah, that picture of him coming out of the studio when he rehearsed with AC/DC is what he looks like now.
And is that really happening? Where Axl's going to do some AC/DC shows?
That's him right there.
Oh, there is Axl.
All right. He's hairless. He's still in cornrows or no?
No.
Is he heavy still or no?
No, it looks like a lot more muscle on him now. He knows he's got to get in shape for the tour. People always look at Axl from when he came out in like 98 or whatever it was on that MTV, and this surprised everyone where he had the cornrows and he was heavy.
Yeah.
He's been in shape for a long time, and he's been playing amazing for the last 10 years on stage, doing 3-hour shows.
Wow.
But he gets a bad rap for showing up late, but he's been going on time for the last like 3 years, going on stage actually on time, and that's why this Guns N' Roses thing will work.
Yeah,
where he's going to go on at 9 o'clock, whatever time it's going to be,
and he's rehearsing with AC/DC.
Yeah, AC/DC is one of his favorite bands of all time, and he used to do a whole lot of Rosie when he do his Guns N' Roses version, and he could do the Bon Scott stuff great.
Yeah,
so I think that. What I'm hearing, I don't know if it's true or not, that he's going to do like 4 or 5. They're going to have like 3 different singers come out and do like 4 or 5 songs. Axl will be one of them that will do probably the Bon Scott
Tony
stuff.
Bennett, I'd love to see him. That Lady Gaga stuff.
He might be one too.
That guy,
Who else are you hearing?
Sinatra's
It's the only one I heard.
So Axl would only come out and do 4 or 5 songs.
That's what I've heard, but I don't know. There's 11 dates they have to make up. Mm-hmm. Angus supposedly wants to continue the band, so I think maybe they're going to go with a young guy, young unknown. To do it for the next 10 years.
I can't imagine AC/DC without Brian Johnson, though.
Brian's 68 years old, and they're only doing like 2 shows a week, and he's got hearing problems. He said he lost it from the race car. I
think he's got
driving.
Oh, is that what it was from?
Yeah, because he never wore earplugs. He does that all. That's his main hobby.
Yeah,
is racing cars. He said he lost it from the.
That's how we got him in here, was to plug his book about cars.
Yeah. That's absolutely
he loves
true.
cars.
Yeah.
Huh. So he didn't lose it from being on stage. It was driving cars.
Yeah.
He just races.
That's his thing. All right.
So we'll see.
So you got to.
I think it's good, but they're doing a New York date. The Guns N' Roses announced a bunch of dates for the summer.
Where?
So I don't know. They didn't. It just said New York.
The Big Appling.
Probably not. They probably need giant stadium there.
I don't know if they could do 50, 60,000.
You don't think them getting back together?
I don't think so.
If it was the entire original band, maybe. But
if it's the entire original band, maybe. But I think they need a good, solid opening act too.
No
I think
kidding.
if they do.
Rock is that dead?
No, but
you ever hear "Welcome to the Jungle"?
Which album is that one off of?
Second, I think it was good. It's about my city.
I'm surprised you don't think they could do 50 or 60. But
I don't know. There's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Jimmy Buffett might do a few songs with them.
Oh.
Also,
are we talking AC/DC now again?
Yes.
Okay.
And Don Henley.
Don Henley doing AC/DC.
Don McLean.
Great, yes.
He's got problems.
Then he can beat all their girlfriends up in the fucking green room.
He's got some issues, that Don McLean.
Oof.
I think they've gone away though. I think they're good.
Were they not true?
I think they're good now. I think everything's all right with the McLeans.
No, she filed for divorce.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. So things are great.
Oh, yeah, then they're perfect.
Finally go out and get some strange.
Were the charges dropped though?
Expression a lot.
Ooh, he has seen better days.
The restraining order was dropped.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's what
he looks like Willy Wonka now.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and get some strange.
But she's had it. She has filed for. God, he looks like Sam Kinison there.
Oh my God!
If Sam Kinison was still alive,
yeah.
He's like, all right, I gotta hit her to get out of the marriage.
Yep.
That's what I gotta do.
That's a bad comb over.
He's had it his entire life too.
Yeah,
like he lost a lot of hair early on, and then that was it.
You hear American Pie?
A couple times. Not a bad song. So you don't like Guns N' Roses, Sam? I mean,
no, I do like him. I just don't know a ton about him. I saw him in concert once. It was a great show for sure.
What's your music?
I like Leonard Cohen a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not a bad one to like.
I listen to him a lot. I don't know.
Lou Reed?
You ever hear Waiting for the Miracle?
Oh, yeah. Love it. Love Leonard Cohen. I've seen him in concert a bunch of times.
A little off topic, but did anyone see Michael Stipe on, I think it was Jimmy Fallon?
No, it happened.
Doing The Man Who Sold the World, David Bowie song.
How was it?
It was it was good. It was very good. And Michael Stipe has like a creepy long beard. This is what Michael Stipe looks like these days. The Man Who Sold the World. It was on Jimmy Fallon.
Music of David Bowie tribute concerts here in New York this week.
A little taste.
You can live stream Friday's concert at musicofdavidbowie.com. 100% of the proceeds will benefit music education charities. Performing David Bowie's The Man Who Sold the World. Please welcome Michael Stipe.
It's a pretty good version of this song. That's for Jimmy's heart, not Michael Stipe's performance.
Did you get any, Sam?
I got a little.
I got a lot. I got a lot of that one.
Bad?
Yeah, it's just hovering. It's hovering like a UFO.
Michael Stipe is delivering a gripping.
I thought Jimmy was dancing to the song at first. Just wiping the farting area.
This is a gripping version of The Man Who Sold the World, ruined by Jim Norton's fart. You think he's lost his mind having a beard like that?
I think he works part-time at a cheese shop in Greenpoint or something.
No, they all go in incognito with that. Letterman, Conan had the beard, Colbert had the beard when they're off the air, and, he's just laying low. R.E.M. hasn't done shit in a long time.
Yeah.
How is he laying low with a beard like that? I see Michael Stipe all the way through that beard. And then it looks like he has some kind of nose ring in, right? See that?
Yeah.
What do you think? Is that good?
It was good, yeah. I like Nirvana's version of that song.
Who did we have in? Who did we interview who went crazy? Hiding behind cars and trees and shit.
Scott Stapp.
Scott Stapp.
Yeah. All right.
I never realized how much John Kasich looks like Gary Shandling. A little bit, right?
Yeah, I kind of see it.
A little bit.
You like John Kasich?
Not really. No, he's not my type of guy. I mean, I think of the Republican candidates, he's definitely the best, but I don't think that's saying a ton.
I like him the best on that side. Who's your guy?
I don't like anyone. On a personal level, probably Bernie Sanders, but I don't like. I mean, there's no one I really.
I guess you don't like your money, man. Bernie's taking all our money, right?
I guess. I mean, it seems like that's the thing about his. I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense to me. Where he's like, college is going to be free. Health. Health care, everything. I'm like, well, I don't know how you're going to get it, but
all this stuff sounds wonderful when every single candidate says wonderful things, but then you got to go down there in Washington and make it happen.
Right. I think they should take it from Wall Street and give it to Main Street.
Other news that we haven't even talked about yet: Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz rematch.
Whoa!
Yeah, I would rather see Frankie Edgar. I'd rather see Frankie Edgar. That's just a money grab. I would much rather see Frankie Edgar fight Conor for the title.
I love that it's Conor McGregor, and that fight was amazing.
It was very good, but it's
UFC 200 on July 9th in Vegas. The rematch.
It's an interesting. Can we read about that? Because I'm interested as to why.
Oh, Dana White, the headline go up. It says Dana White explains decision to rematch Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor. Because there was such a buzz after that fight.
Yeah.
I would love to see the rematch. What is Dana saying about that?
Dana went to Conor's house, and he was obsessed. He wants to fight him again. Okay, that was what Conor wanted to do, which I kind of figured.
Do you think Conor has a chance against him? Nate Diaz seemed, I don't know. He seemed like he had his number, but Conor McGregor was so cool after that loss.
Yeah, he was.
He just said all the right. He just seems so real, man. He just seems so honest.
Right.
I don't think he took him serious enough. I think this time he will.
Yeah.
That was my first UFC fight watching from beginning to end, the whole thing, the whole card. I loved it.
Yeah.
I never really got into it before. Yeah, I mean, it was all right, but yeah, and it was amazing.
I don't watch all of them, but I definitely pop in and out.
I'm in now.
But that one I absolutely loved. It was after Jim Norton's show. We were all hanging around checking it out. And I mean, and Conor McGregor had him early on, and then Nate Diaz just freaking, wow.
Well, the co-headline in the event is an interim featherweight title fight between Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar. Okay, I think they fought before.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Aldo beat him. I can't.
And we're still waiting to see who Miesha Tate's going to fight next, huh? There's rumors she might just wait it out
and fight.
Ronda?
Yeah, Ronda Rousey.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because now Ronda's hinting that she'll be back in the fall, I guess. So Miesha's thinking it might be worth it to just wait it out and go there first.
So you fight her as the champion.
Yeah, we'll see. Miesha Tate wants rematch with Ronda Rousey, but questions if Rowdy ever fights again. That's from a couple days ago. But I'm hearing that Ronda Rousey's going to be ready by the fall. I think it was November they were saying.
He's vacating his title, his featherweight title. Conor.
Oh, really?
I guess so. If they're fighting for the belt, then McGregor's going to fight the winner of that. He's going to fight the winner of the Jose Aldo, but I guess he wants to fight at 170 again. That is weird, just to vacate your title and fight at a heavier weight. Like, why not fight one of those guys?
He doesn't give a fuck. He'll get his title back someday.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? He's that type of guy. He doesn't. He wants to beat Nate Diaz. That's what that's about.
Yeah,
that's all he cares about right now.
He's kind of a bummer. He seemed like kind of a rube in the face-off, you know. Nate Diaz, McGregor's such a good shit talker. I just started.
So is Nate. Oh yeah, so is Nate.
Yeah, he just
does. Is he serious?
Yes.
Did you see what he said after the fight?
What did he say?
Could you find that
I
again?
didn't see the actual fight.
Yeah, that was great. When Rogan was interviewing him,
yes,
right?
Nate was a shit talker.
Joe was getting a nice kick out of it. Here, you didn't see the end of the fight?
Yeah, Nate's not.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, well, you went right to the fucking.
I know. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You didn't even have two Jews walk into a bar. We turned it on and you just said they own it. And I'm like, what?
Paul, it's only a 12-second video. We can start from the beginning. It's only 12 seconds. We can handle 12 seconds. Let's do this.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
He's a very cocky guy.
Yeah. Joe was basically saying, hey, man, wow, what a surprise here, or whatever the hell. I forgot exactly what Rogan said, and he's like, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Yeah, he wasn't at all intimidated by Conor.
No,
wasn't.
No. And,
I'm not surprised. That's pretty.
Isn't that great?
He's fought some really
I'm going to say the same thing after I can't sell a ticket at fucking McGuire's this weekend.
Yeah. I say that after every joke. He gets to laugh.
McGuire's this weekend for Sam Morril. What do you think of the Hamilton under fire?
Well, I don't know what part. If they were looking just for non-whites, that's fucked up. But if they were looking for black people to fill a black role, that makes sense.
It says Hamilton under fire for casting calls asking for non-white men and women, which is discriminatory and may violate laws. Producer Defense Choice says he thinks it's legal.
I mean, what role are they trying to fill?
Well, they're going to take it on the road.
They're taking it on the road?
Yeah, they're
aren't they black actors? Are they playing slaves or are they playing emancipated? Who are they playing?
They're playing white people.
Oh, Black Aaron Burr.
Oh, I see.
But their angle is
so you can't put out a casting call saying non-whites.
Okay,
same thing as putting out a casting call saying no blacks.
That's true. I didn't realize what it was. I didn't know what the play was about. Okay.
Yeah.
Black people playing white. It's non-whites playing white people.
Yeah, it's the Alexander Hamilton. It's the story of him.
Why is it all non-whites playing white people?
Well, I mean that's just how it was made. Like the creator of the play, Lin-Manuel Miranda or whatever, that's how he's doing it. It's told through hip hop and
so but are they saying no white people?
On the casting call, it says non-white actors and actresses.
Are there any non-whites in this or no? Any whites in it?
I don't believe so. I haven't seen the play.
Okay.
But that's the play. That's the angle they took on this whole thing.
It is, but
right.
You want those, you want to live by those rules, you got to fucking...
But it's fine to not hire a certain, ethnicity, but you can't not let them audition.
But why fake it? Why have all these people go in for the audition knowing they don't have a shot at it because they are truly looking for non-whites?
This is why. Because then they hear shit. Like if this is why they do it. Like a lot of times they know they're not going to hire you, but they got to do it anyway just to avoid this.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I don't
There's nothing worse than going on an audition though when you're reading the part for like Lamar or something. Like, I'm not going to get this anyway,
Yeah.
You've read for the part of Lamar?
I've read for parts where I'm like, this is definitely a different ethnicity,
So why would they even have you in the room?
I don't know. I guess my agent doesn't know I am Opie. I have no idea.
Oh, boy.
No, yeah, you're right. I mean, they have to deal with the backlash, but this is,
Well, it says in the article,
their show.
It is essential to the storytelling of Hamilton that the principal roles, which were written for non-white characters, excepting King George, be performed by non-white actors, the statement said. That's how the whole thing is set up.
But the only problem is you're not saying I want Latin actors or black actors. You're saying I want non-whites. That is like saying we want anyone but blacks.
Right.
Good luck. Mm-hmm. Good luck with that casting call not being a problem. Anyone but Jews. Good luck.
Right.
That's different than asking for one specific group. Saying any group but you.
But if it's important to the actual play, I don't see a problem with it. But it's got to work all different ways and not just one way.
No, yeah.
Then you shouldn't have a problem if they say, look, this particular play, we don't want any black actors.
No black actors.
Oh, boy, that would be a huge headline.
That's the point, yeah.
That would be front page shit.
Sure.
What if it was just
so it's got to work both ways.
No blacks allowed. That's how the fucking the Daily News would cover it.
Yeah, exactly.
They show 2 water fountains. You know, they'd really handle it well.
They'd go all in with it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
What else we got going on in the old world today? We did the politics. I don't like any of this other shit, to be honest.
Well,
it's a slow fucking news day. I mean, we could talk about Instagram expanding video to 60 seconds.
Great news for Kirk Cinnamon fans.
Oh, thank you, Travis.
What'd you say, Kirk Cinnamon?
Did anyone else?
I would never talk about Kirk Cinnamon.
Did anyone else hear that? Or,
I don't know.
Or does it sound
depends
like...
on how high your headphones are.
Are you
and
happy
how close
that
they are to the mic?
Kirk's videos can now be on Instagram?
and I hate myself that's the first thing that I thought of when I saw that story. Is that Jim's going to be able to make longer videos?
Well, Kirk Cinnamon should get 60 seconds on Instagram.
I make longer ones anyway, but the Easter Bunny one got cut off after 15 seconds. I had to put it on Facebook.
Can I see that one?
It's not good.
What do you mean it's not good? It's Kirk Cinnamon.
It's not good.
It's not good. Today is a day for sharing Easter tales. All right.
It's actually here. I thought it was just a video. Happy Easter, everyone. I'm having a marvelous day, sharing tales of the resurrection with friends, talking and laughing. And I had a wonderful flight back, and I had eggs today. I said to the lady, I'd like some scrambled eggs, please, but not those of the Easter variety, because the kids are going to look for them. Oh, we shared such a laugh, she and I. We told tales of Easter and of searching for eggs in our hometowns. She shared a fun story with me about how she couldn't find an egg and it was in a slipper or something. I said, it's so funny you share that because I have a very similar tale. We talked for hours. I missed my flight. I had to get the next one. Dee-dee-da. Ya-da-da-da-da-da.
Look at him The best part, Jimmy cannot watch these. Why can't you watch these?
You know what? The
Fucking
best part?
revolting.
If there was
But
some,
you'll go home and make another one today.
Yes, I will.
you know what the best part is? Like if he ever did something, let's just say hypothetically, like he shoots up a school, he goes into it, and this video would be out there for
it won't never be a school. Let's say a radio company.
Let's say a radio company. This video would be out there. People are like, what the fuck is this?
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, what is wrong with this?
They go to Chip and say, well, at least he had good humor.
But Jimmy takes his headphones off and he doesn't even look at the screen.
God. Like they did.
He can't handle it.
Didn't we see this coming?
Yeah.
This shit was out here and no one reported it.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking
But the
great,
cops
though.
will be like, he did have a good energy, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he had a good laugh. It's good natured.
That's a nice quick minute, a little over a minute for Kirk Cinnamon.
Yeah.
You can squeeze that on Instagram now.
Yes.
Do you do 2 takes on that, or you just do one and that was
Isn't
it?
it obvious?
I guess Kirk just fills some kind of hole in you there, Jimmy.
Yeah.
A little bit.
The asshole.
Because he'll make more.
I mean, it's fun to do.
And then we'll play him on the show, and he'll look away.
I literally cringe. It's fun to do, though. I enjoy doing them.
Yes. We got...
did you see this one?
What?
Man loses leg by shooting a lawnmower full of explosives.
What is
from
this?
Georgia.
Oh, Jesus.
I have not
You
seen
don't
this
see
yet.
the leg come off. It's not a graphic
good.
video. It's not graphic. Graphic content. It's not. He's shooting a lawnmower.
It's from the news story. There's the news story on it?
Let's go to Chaotic. Just get the video.
From USA Today. Let me see how USA Today handles this, though. And we'll tweet this out.
A Georgia man.
This is tannerite. It makes explosive targets. You mix it together and then use a high-powered bullet to explode it. Well, it's normally safe if used correctly. It wasn't this time. This is what's left of a broken-down riding lawnmower. 23-year-old David Presley packed with 3 pounds of tannerite, then shot it with a rifle.
It went terribly bad from there.
A flying piece of the lawnmower severed Presley's leg.
Be careful. It's very dangerous. It's not a toy. And it's much more than a firecracker.
Fire in the hole! The Walton County Sheriff says he gets several complaints a week about tannerite.
It's a big thing of tannerite.
Frightens their animals, wakes their children. I'm all for Second Amendment and gun rights, and I'm all for people enjoying their constitutional rights.
Okay.
If a property owner has 20, 30 acres of land, absolutely, they're well within their rights to discharge firearms.
What a bunch of fucking assholes people are.
Well, I think the media, including us now, I didn't know you could do this.
The story, like watching stuff blow up.
But the story is turning more people onto the fact that you could do this. I think.
Yeah, they're telling you how to do it.
I didn't know anything about this until this very moment.
What children?
What do you mean? You never blew up stuff before? It's
when
awesome.
I was a child, I did.
It's still awesome.
As an adult, I don't do it. Just fucking stop it.
Yeah?
Yeah, he blew his leg right off. I mean, he was far from that lawnmower, too.
How far you think? I was trying to figure out in the video.
40 yards.
40, I was going to say 100 feet. So, all right, more or less 120 feet-ish. What part of the lawnmower came flying at him? Could have chopped his leg off.
Could have been the fender. It could have been...
I think it's called
he immediately knew his leg was gone. He immediately... He didn't go into any shock. Like, he said, blew my leg off.
How far down?
I don't know.
But the whole leg came off?
I forget his name. David Presley with 2 S's.
Did you see the uncensored video?
That is the uncensored video. There's no... Because the video camera's on...
Right.
Right, there's not another angle.
Oh, my God.
No, it's just that. Let's see how much of this guy's leg was blown off.
Does anyone know how much of the leg?
It's easy to call him an asshole, but I mean, you wouldn't think.
Wow, I mean, he went flying off his feet immediately, and the leg was gone.
Yeah.
Huh. We're looking to see how much of the leg was taken off.
I think it says the Heather Mills amount right there.
That's true. Yes, while he was recovering, Paul McCartney visited him.
You want to take a break before Dez, or should we keep going here?
Is he here yet?
Yeah, he's outside the studio. Let's bring him in.
Yeah, sure.
Let's get Dez Bishop in here. I believe he's playing. I want to say Caroline.
Oh, we have a chair from him.
I think
he's going to walk right into the gas, too.
Oh, good.
Did you fart there, Jimmy?
Oh, an hour ago, but it's still there.
I'm still feeling it. There's a cloud around.
Hey, Dez, what's up, buddy?
Man?
Hey, man.
Nice to meet you, bro.
You too, buddy.
What's going on, man? How are you?
What's going on, man?
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You're going to be at Caroline's tonight through Sunday.
Yes.
Just to get you up to speed, there's a guy that blew off his leg by accident. Obviously, it's by accident. He was, what was the name of the stuff again?
Tannerite.
Tannerite?
He shot it. But the lawnmower came, it was a riding mower, and it came towards him a little bit, for some reason. He just kept shooting. He moved closer to it to keep shooting it.
Because it wasn't exploding. So then he moved his angle to get a better shot, and then he shot this stuff, and it exploded, and part of the lawnmower went flying. Here, we'll show it to you.
Yeah.
Part of the lawnmower went flying right at him and took his legs off. One leg off. Wow. And that was it.
There you go. You never know how a day's going to go.
He knew exactly what happened immediately.
Well, that was the amazing part. He immediately knew his leg was. So usually you'll be in shock, and they're like, "How is it?" You know, and you look down and there's no leg.
He's a good boy, though. He kept his viral video going. He's like, "Okay, now I got a viral video, so I got to tell the people, I blew my leg off."
It's the price of fame.
Yeah, but I guess this is a thing.
These are the worst videos, these leg injury videos. There's a lot of motorcycle accident videos where a guy, I saw a fucking awful one from a prison in Brazil or Venezuela where they were punishing a guy for some infraction. So they sliced all of his leg skin off, and he's sitting there. It's like his leg is propped up on the ground, and it looks like he's wearing loose pants because all you see is the muscle of all of his leg. The other convicts did it. Apparently, how they issued demerits in that prison.
Game of Thrones type stuff.
Yeah, it was Game of Thrones. Yes.
What did the guy do wrong?
Don't know. They didn't say. I don't know. It must have been a very serious. Probably his leg. Probably
just cut in line.
Yeah, maybe
cut in line for Jello or something.
Snitched.
It's a little snitching action.
Yeah.
Another video, guy blows up a cement truck. Tamarite blows up a field of wild hogs. I think we saw that video. Yeah, they do that for fun.
Find the video of the guy's leg skin hanging off in the prison. I don't want to see it. Come on.
All right. All right.
I'll take your farts any day.
Oh, that girl, full girl got her face ripped off.
Somebody did fart just before I came in. Right?
You got it?
I got it immediately.
You did, yeah.
That's how Jim Norton says.
I'm glad Jim asked me to move over because you're now in the class.
Very male. It was very male smell.
How bad was it? Like scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst?
Fart, but I just ignored it. Actually, I didn't even realize we were live on the air. I was being really casual walking in.
That's all right.
That's pretty bad.
suddenly people's legs were getting blown off.
Was it pretty bad though?
It was
when you walked in.
Yeah. I actually thought the leg getting blown off was something to do with the
Jimmy.
blown off.
The smell was tied in with the fucking...
I thought it was just like a metaphor for what had just happened.
Jimmy farts every day.
Wait, go to, you
Every
gotta
day
search.
in here.
Well, you gotta find,
What are we searching?
It's all these prison justice videos.
This is Jim Norton's favorite site, Chaotic, or one of his favorite sites.
Yeah, I don't watch most of the videos on it anymore. No, prison.
All right, I'll go there with you today. I haven't done a Chaotic video in a few years now.
No, go leg skin.
Go leg skin.
Oh, God.
Just leg skin.
You want to go leg skin, Dez?
Yeah, there's so many of these.
Yeah, who's the guy that flays? Who's the house of flaying people in Game of Thrones?
I don't know.
That's not that one either.
I forgot the name of
Oh,
the,
my
the
God.
family that flay. Lord Bolton. Yeah.
I didn't know that. They're the ones that kidnapped. What's his name? And he became.
Yeah, he cut off his
Dick,
penis
yeah.
and all that. A lot of slicing.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're not finding this video, Jimmy.
Were you getting nauseous, Paul?
A little bit.
Yeah.
You can't look at those?
Yeah, just the...
How about
brutal?
How about prison leg?
How about we say good morning to Dez and move
Hi,
on?
Dez.
Shit.
Sorry, Dez.
I don't want fucking nightmares tonight.
Yeah, this is great.
Jimmy, we'll visit these sites. I finally know where my line is.
I
used to think I had no line whatsoever. No, Jimmy taught me that I absolutely have a line.
Yeah, these are upsetting.
Yeah.
Leg ripped off.
No.
Oh, look at the videos that pop up just from that search.
Oh my God. I'm not looking at this shit, man.
That's more people than I knew would be recorded having a leg ripped off. That's not what
I can't even look at a twisted ankle slow motion replay.
Right.
This is terrible.
Oh, God. Yeah, when someone turns their ankle in an NBA game.
Yeah, I can't
that's
handle
rough enough.
I can't handle it.
I still have nightmares over the Joe Theismann sack by Lawrence Taylor.
It's the worst.
He snapped his leg.
Those videos, I can't handle them.
No, not at all.
And now they have the high def slow mo. It's
Yeah.
I can't take it.
But Jimmy's not giving up. He's over there now searching it out.
It's a really upsetting one because he's in shock. It's really awful.
And why do you watch these again? To feel alive?
Well, yeah, it also helps me realize I'm really happy my leg skin hasn't been carved off in jail.
Could always be worse. One of
Could
those
always
type
be
of
worse,
things.
man. Yeah.
What's going on, Des? Where are you from, buddy?
I'm from Flushing, Queens originally, but I've lived in Ireland a lot of my life. So,
How old were you when you moved?
Yeah.
I went to boarding school there when I was 14.
And stayed? Yeah, 'cause I can hear like a mixed accent.
Half and half, yeah. Depends on the mood. Actually, because I've just met you guys, I sound more Irish. But when I get more familiar, I think more Queens comes out.
It does.
Yeah, I think I almost have like a Boston accent because when you put New York and Ireland together, you get Boston.
Okay.
Like
Where are you more comfortable? Like here or in Ireland?
Nowadays, wherever.
Oh,
I mean, I've lived in Ireland most of my life, but my family stayed here. So I was 14. I had like a problem with alcohol. I got kicked out of school. So my mother had this ingenious idea to send me to Ireland.
And that's why you're a comic now.
Yeah.
Oh my
well,
God.
it worked out great. I was like Disneyland for alcoholics, but
So at 14, you had a drinking problem?
yeah.
And
not unlike other people.
And they sent you to Ireland to take it. Wow, that's nuts. Your parents are nuts.
Yes, I went to boarding school there, and then I never left. It wasn't meant to be that way, but third level education, university education was free.
Yeah. Did your parents go and visit you a lot, or were you more or less on your own?
The first time they came over was for my graduation from college in 1998.
So
I had cousins and stuff there.
So you were there 4 years without your parents? From 14 to 18 before they finally saw you?
No, from 14 to 22.
So they didn't see you
No. I would come home all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
came
what I'm
back
asking.
Christmas, Easter, summer, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was like
All
a
right.
half and half. for
I
that
got
time.
you. Okay, so you came back and
Hung out in Flushing.
Hung out in Flushing.
Did it
and then went
sober
back to
you up,
Ireland.
though, going over to Ireland?
No, 19, I got sobered up.
And you, Jim, 18. Were you blowing guys under a deck, too?
I wasn't blown.
That
I
was
never
my
got
youth.
No.
To be honest, the Irish, there wasn't much of a market for low drugs at that time, so it wasn't the place to go to for cash.
Right.
No.
He did it for free.
Yeah, I was a boy. I just wanted to fit in. Yeah, it's better than having a new bike.
Getting sober,
nice to be
in
loved.
Ireland at 19, that's... What was
Honestly, you have to fight off the priest. I actually went to boarding school that ended up as part of like one of the great sexual abuse reports.
Did you get abused or they tried to or no?
No, this is absolute true story. So the day that I walked into school, so it's like a Sunday evening, the end of August 1990, and Father Collins was the priest. I can name him. He's dead, but he also was legally convicted of abuse, so there's no libel
So you
issues
could
there.
name names.
Yeah. So He greeted me at the door. The friend of our family kind of deposited me at the school, and the minute she was gone, he said, this is exactly what he said to me. He said, now there's a couple of words in Ireland that are different to the way that you would use them in America, and one of them is the word fanny. In America, it's the back, but in Ireland, it's the front. And that was the very first sentence. And I guess he was trying to sort of
And he talked like Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's my sort of slightly devious,
effeminate,
dirty Irish priest accent. And so I guess he was trying to suss me out. But my response, I guess, left him no doubt that I wouldn't be a good.
What did you respond?
I don't know. I can't remember. I just remember thinking this is a bit weird.
That's how it started, though.
Yeah, it was good to know. It was good to know that fanny wasn't the back. Not that it's a word that you would use in Queens in 1990 much.
No, but and he never tried anything on you?
Never tried, no. But people were being abused at the time.
Did you know of those guys?
Yeah, I did.
Did you know they were being abused, or did you always just say, what are you crying for?
I wouldn't normally talk about this on the radio, but since we started with, like, legs being blown off, I figure it's okay to go for abuse.
We're getting cuter. We're getting funner material.
Oh, this is the good stuff.
Yeah, so what happened?
This will sell tickets.
So, this is really going to sell tickets.
We're not going to forget you.
The Catholic League are protesting outside my show. It's like, they were just a few bad eggs, man. But, so... you looking up Father Collins? That's a park. Father Donald Collins, if you're looking it up online. Fern's Report would be a good way to get it.
So some of the guys you were in school with definitely got abused.
Yeah, I only found that out later on.
Oh, they didn't talk about it.
The crazy thing is, when you're in school, his nickname was Slinky. So I was like, why do you call him Slinky? And they're like, because he's a pedophile.
Oh, wow.
Shouldn't we do something about it? But at the time, you just assume it's just like you assume it's just a joke.
So was he taking him like camping? What was he do? What was his moves where he was hanging with the other kids?
By my time, I guess he had to be a bit slicker, so I don't really know the details. I never got into like the details of it. But just
funny to describe a pedophile as slick.
Yes.
Well, this guy's got the moves.
He's a slick slinky.
Well, the best ones were the slick ones. They got away with it.
Sure.
There he is. There, yeah. So that was on the front page of the Irish Independent. So here's another creepy story, right? So the summer of '91, he came to visit us in Queens. He happened to be in New York, and he called the family, and he was like, "Hey, I'll come and say hi to the family." And years later, Colin Tobin, he wrote Brooklyn. He wrote the book Brooklyn, which the movies, but he went to the same school as me. And I read an article he wrote about the Fern's Report, and he talks about how Father Collins went to a rehab for sexual deviancy in Florida in the summer of 1991. He was on his way to this rehab for sexual deviancy and just casually stopped off at our house like, oh, by the way, while I'm on the way to the rehab.
Oh, he wanted one for the road.
Yeah, let's see if I can get one more in.
Let's see if Bishop's younger siblings are an easy
for old
touch.
time's sake.
Anyway, nothing happened, thank God. But my dad, who was abused by a priest a long, long time ago, said to me afterwards that he felt there was something not right about that guy.
He could tell. He probably picks up that shitty energy.
He had that energy. Yeah, he could
but
feel
they still sent you over there.
Well, they didn't. That was I mean, nothing happened to me, thank God. Anyway, or thank whoever.
And what did he get in the end? Did he get any time?
Dick.
You're welcome for that underhand toss, Jimmy.
He got a free trip to Florida.
Yeah, he got adult cock, which he had no interest in at all.
Right.
That was his punishment. No, he got jail. He got jail, but he got out in the end. But he died. He got death, a lonely death, I guess. But,
and I'm amazed too. You also you do your act in Mandarin Chinese. That's like did Eddie Izzard? You saw that, you're like, wow, that's kind of a brilliant thing, or do you just have a knack for other languages?
No, actually, unrelated to the Eddie Izzard thing. I originally learned Gaelic to do stand-up comedy in Gaelic for a TV show for Irish TV. And that was a great success. And then that opened me up to a market of about 60,000 people who speak Gaelic as a first language. So I said, if I'm doing a language again, I'm going all out.
Say something in Gaelic. I don't know what Gaelic.
Like the Irish language. Like not it's a Celtic language, not English. Completely different. Like how are you is Kechawiltu. Almost sounds Arabic. Oh, wow, you have an ear for languages. You nailed the immediately.
I just did a quick impression, but 2 sentences and I'm finished.
Jimmy's good with the
pronunciation.
Yeah, exactly.
The pronunciation was very good. Yeah, so after I did that.
But you figured out how to be funny in Gaelic.
Yes, and the innuendo and all that. That's the amazing part.
Well, funny in Gaelic was easy because the entire nation of Ireland has to learn Gaelic. As a compulsory subject in school. So I was able to do all these jokes about the struggle of learning Gaelic to a nation of people who understood.
Sure. Were they more one-liners just because you don't know the language that well?
No, one-liners are the hardest thing to do in another language. You need to know the nuances of the language, which I didn't know. Not funny anecdotes. With the Gaelic, it was
I think we're trying to downplay your brilliance by saying all that. I think you're brilliant.
Oh, thank you. We just met, but that's great.
No, I think you have to be if you could be funny in other languages.
Yeah, but it's easier to be funny with the stories. Like, with Gaelic, definitely the stories about the struggles. And then in Chinese, just the fish out of water stories.
What's a Chinese joke?
Sam will tell you, you go to, like, Alabama, you notice something local, you bang out a local reference, people from Alabama think you're a genius.
Right.
So there's an element of comedy tricks that you can do, like with Mandarin. You notice a couple of things, and they think, wow, how does this foreigner
Give
know
us
these
one
things?
thing you noticed about them and how you made it funny. Yeah.
What's the Mandarin joke you would tell, like a quicker one that would kill in China?
Like in Chinese?
Yeah.
Make it dirty, too.
I've never asked another comedian to tell a joke, but now that it's in Chinese, I'm okay doing it.
Yeah, this is way too fascinating.
Well, it would be great if there was like an intern from Sirius that's like in the building that we could, because basically there's no, I could just say anything and you guys would be like, wow, that's amazing.
No, but try.
Yeah, I'll trust you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hopefully you have a Chinese listener.
Okay.
Right. So, God, I have to think of one. They're all a bit long. I just think 60 seconds of radio in Chinese.
That would be awesome.
No.
It'd be better than the first 3 hours we've done.
Yeah, did you hear the show before you came in?
Exactly. I was farting and looking for severed legs.
Right. We sort of ran out of shit.
I'll just do this. Not really a joke. It's like half a joke, but I'll just do this. So,
even if you want to do a minute, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it'll
this
be
is
fine.
this is a New York Chinese joke. Okay. So, 我在中国我想变成一个特别流行的脱口秀演员，所以我跟观众说，钓鱼岛是我们的，台湾岛是我们的。现在我会努力，我也可以说长岛也是我们的。
That's hacky. I've heard that.
But you know what? That joke, of all the jokes, I can actually translate that one.
Is there a walk-in? Do you say walk-in at one point or no? Is there somebody else that sounds like walk-in?
I don't know what the walk-in.
Okay, it must have been something else.
What was the joke? Like, what was the English version of it?
So the joke is, this famous Chinese comedian actually said this to me. He said, if you're ever dying in China, just shout, Diaoyu Islands. So the Diaoyu Islands are those islands that they're fighting with over Japan. So it's like, say Diaoyu Islands are China's. Taiwan Island is China's. And then, so that's the joke, right? And then I say, and now I'm back in New York, so now I can also say, Long Island is also China's. And gets a great laugh amongst the New York Chinese.
They enjoy it.
Yeah. No, you said something there that you could translate that joke. So there's other jokes you do that you can't translate.
Well, I can't translate to you guys because you didn't laugh at all. But to the Chinese living in Flushing and on a slow mission to take over Long Island.
But there's also jokes you do that we would just never get because we just don't understand their culture.
Most of them.
That's so fucked up to me.
Or there's jokes that don't work because if you translate it, you give away the punchline.
Why like if you look at a pool in the back in China and you go like in Chinese, you go, oh look, that's daughter storage, because they throw the kids in the water. Boo. Drown the second baby. All right, cool.
Why did you want to go down this road? Just to open yourself up to more markets?
1 billion more people. That's amazing.
Well, sure,
right?
but you never had that desire to try to do that?
No, I can't draw in New Jersey where I'm from. Why would I go to China?
The king of Bayonne.
But what sparked this for real? I mean, the obvious of sure you want maybe to be in front of more people, but
no, there's no quick start. It was a progression of things. I happened upon doing a documentary about working on minimum wage in Ireland. So I did 4 different minimum wage jobs a month at a time. So I found myself in this kind of like immerse yourself in situations, entertainment documentary type thing. A little Morgan Spurlock-ish, but before he did that, we were filming it before Supersize Me came out. So one thing led to another. I did a few different ones, and the Gaelic thing was one of those immersion things living in the west of Ireland.
Okay.
But when I was working in the minimum wage job, I ended up getting really friendly with these Chinese guys because Ireland had immigration for the first time, like in the early 90s. They'd never had it before. Irish people didn't even realize they were racist because they'd never had an opportunity to be. And then suddenly all these people came, and Irish people were struggling with the change. So anyway, I got really friendly with these guys because I was like an outsider too. So it was them that took me to China first, and then I was like, wow, China's so interesting. And then 2008, I finished the Gaelic thing, and Beijing Olympics was happening. I was like, well, this would be cool. Go to China and do that to learn stand. Like the hook is you have to do stand-up after a year. But really, it's just a series about China. So we made a 6-part series, and it's out there.
Now, did people in China like it?
Yeah, they loved it. I mean, the funny thing is everyone's like, it'd be impossible. They wouldn't get our humor. But actually, it's the opposite. They loved it. Stand-up comedy has just started there. It's literally like doing comedy in the Village in the 1960s. I mean, it's like a brand new thing.
Wow.
It's illegal to do it in the sense that you have to apply to the government to do a performance. So the majority of the performances I did were unsanctioned performances, but they're so small that they don't matter.
Yeah.
But anyway, all these guys are pretty pioneering, but they're all brand new. You know, so they were all like, oh, Chinese audiences are terrible. And then I started doing comedy with my crappy Chinese, and I found it really easy. And I was like, turns out you guys are terrible. But everybody is at the start. So it was great we were evolving together.
How do you get approval from the government to do this? I mean, is it a process?
Yeah, you have to write out every single joke. So imagine every gig you've ever done is like doing a Tonight Show set.
Yeah.
Where like there's a process of going through, and then they tell you what you can't do and what you can. Like, go ahead.
No, I was good.
No, I'm going to give you an example of how tedious it is. So one of the performances where I had to apply, I had this joke about the difference between traditional Chinese characters and simplified Chinese characters. Now, there's a little bit of explanation, but in Taiwan they still use the traditional characters, and in mainland China they use the simplified version. So I had a joke comparing the two. And they told me I couldn't do it because I was insinuating that the traditional characters were better than the simplified characters, and that would suggest that it's better in Taiwan than it is in China.
Oh,
so
wow.
I couldn't do that joke.
Yeah, it's obvious. The minute you said that, I'm like, that's not good.
That's not going to fly.
Yeah, what was he thinking? So you can write in China, you can read it and write it. That's fascinating to
I can read it. My writing is terrible, but that's because you don't have to like write anymore, but I can read it. I mean, I'm going out with a Chinese girl. She doesn't speak English, so.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
so our entire relationship is in Chinese.
And you text it?
Yeah.
Is it left to right or right to left?
Old school, it was right to left, but it was up and down also. But that's gone. Now it's just the same. Regular Chinese characters.
So what do the symbols mean? Like when you look at it, is it like the same symbol can mean 3 or 4 things with a slight variation? Like an I can become an L or a T, or does it?
Well, it's best to think of it like every character is like a simple word, like home. But you can also have 2 characters together, so it'd be like homecoming would be like 2 characters. The same as in English. So like you put those words together, it's also one word, but it's 2 words together. So they're just basic, they're just basic words.
How long did it take before you felt like, okay, I got this?
The first gig I did was at about 7.5 months, but 8.5 months, it's on YouTube actually. At 8.5 months, I did it.
I gotta check that.
Let's watch that
videos out.
Well, if you want to watch it, go watch Dez Bishop rips it on Chinese television, or Dez Bishop storms gig on Chinese television.
And
embarrassingly, it's from my own YouTube page, which means I wrote that description myself.
Dez, how many people?
Good for you. Good for you.
So does anybody know Joe Wong? Joe Wong got me on this show.
I don't know Joe.
No.
Joe is a Chinese comedian, got famous here, did Letterman a number of times, but now he's back in China. He's the most famous like stand-up comedian as we would know stand-up comedian.
Dez, how many people can you draw over there when you do shows?
Not a lot. Like I've done my own show like 150. I didn't like break into the big time. Like the crazy thing is that all these Chinese these kids that are into stand-up comedy, like if Louis went there now, he would perform to thousands of people that have been watching his shows with subtitles.
Right. Now, but they don't speak English though.
Well, their English is not bad. Those ones, and there's like it's funny. There's like a status that goes with it. Like we're highly educated. We like Western things. So it's actually
like Chinese hipsters, kind of. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Chinese hipsters like stand up. So it's not like it's not the workers.
I gotta ask you about your girlfriend too. Where did you guys meet? And
she was doing stand up for a while.
Is she from America originally?
No. I met her in Beijing.
Is she living with you now?
No. Her visa was rejected. I'm waiting to traffic her. So, but the problem is there's enough girls giving massages here. So they're very, no, I'm actually not joking. They're very sensitive about single Chinese women coming to America. So she's hopefully going to get here this summer. Yeah.
How long are you dating her?
Nearly 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's very long distance.
So now this guy, Joe Wong, how many people can he draw?
Oh, he can draw big. I actually opened the gig that went on to the TV show as like my big gig. I opened for him for 5 nights in a 1,000-seater in Shanghai, and he sold it out months in advance. And that was amazing. That was the gig I had to apply to the censor for. But
he's funny.
What's that?
He's funny?
Oh, yeah, he's super. He's funnier in English, though. That's the crazy thing. He's originally from China, but he moved to the States to do a PhD. Surprise, surprise. And then he's funnier in English, but his Chinese stuff is okay.
This is fascinating. I want to see just a part of this video.
Yes.
So it's you on Chinese TV
Joe
killing.
Introducing me.
No, what are those characters there? It says stand-up comedian Dez Bishop, obviously typing error.
Oh, that's actually what Joe is saying. So that's I'm a little bit far away. But, oh, yeah. Can you guys give a really big round of applause, he's saying.
Okay.
Go to the middle, though. The middle is better.
Well,
yeah, just from there. That's fine.
All right.
It's a joke about my name. It's a joke about my name. I can tell you that joke afterwards. Translates.
那个汉太难了。我现在觉得我30%的时间在中国都是写我的名字，所以我最近想换一个新的。所以我跟那个家庭说，我说那个汉太难写，我想换我的。
Sounds like you're saying nigga. Doesn't it sound like that?
A lot of comedians do jokes about the nigga. Yeah.
You want to be careful with that in America.
Yeah, actually, Russell Peters, like him or not, he has an amazing routine about the nigga.
What's the nigga?
Nigga means that. But it's also we use it like they use it like
we know how we use it.
You know.
So what happens if somebody?
You don't have to explain how we use it.
Yeah, we just used it at the commercial break.
So what would you call somebody that only dates that?
Nigga. Well, it means that. So it's like nigga.
Oh.
But with the Chinese use it the way we would use like a connector word.
Okay.
No kidding.
That's amazing.
But it's the first thing it's like day one of hearing Chinese people speak Chinese. Western people always notice the nigga.
The funny part would be this whole thing was just a scam, and he was really not speaking Chinese. They were just plants, and he was literally just making noises.
I have done that
the N-word.
Yeah, it's like, let's see if they laugh at the N-word.
Yeah.
To destroy their radio show. At times I've been on radio shows, and then they'll say like, we brought some Chinese people and make them laugh. So I always just say in Chinese, look, when I tell you to laugh, just laugh. And then I say laugh, and they laugh. And then they're like, wow, that's amazing.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And the Chinese people know that you're fucking scamming the host?
The Chinese people know, of course.
They know you're
always.
fucking with the host, okay.
Because it's a pointless exercise. But anyway, that was a good...
No, play a little more of this. Just a little more.
没关系，我们给你一个新的 ，bi biang biang， 好吗？你们知道那个 biang 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 面，很难写。
It's not hard. It
但是
doesn't
我有
matter.
一个新的问题，我特别喜欢那个名字 bi biang biang。我那个 biang biang， 我觉得
I don't like to accuse people of stealing my shit. But this is very familiar.
It's a whole routine of Chinese about sex addiction. It's an amazing routine, I have to say.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard something about
Biang biang.
Yeah, biang biang. It's a dress with a bump under it. I know what you're saying. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude. Especially because you like Dan Adderman does it in a 15-minute routine in French. But the fact that Chinese, Gene Simmons says he's trying to learn Mandarin, and it just seems like such a difficult language, so completely the opposite of English.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is totally. I mean, the thing about what I was trying to do was I wasn't trying to translate. Like, none of those are my English routines translating to Chinese. I was trying to sort of take my experiences in China and turn them into material. But that makes it easier because it is all stuff that they relate to.
But culturally, what do they laugh at? Like, is it irony or is it, imagery of a fucking head getting bomped or what, what culturally different things make different people laugh?
Well, not as much slapstick as people think. That's the stereotype that they love slapstick. They like logic, They like, plays on words was the traditional form because their language is tonal, so there's a lot of like double meanings in words.
It is tonal.
Yeah, it's tonal. Yeah, 4 different tones. So I'll give you an example because one of the routines was actually a tone mistake. So my Chinese family gave me the name Bi Hansheng, which means massive ocean of a life, and then my last name is the B, right? It's the 4th tone B, so you have to like slap it out like B, right? That's the 4th tone. But they didn't tell me that when you mispronounce B as B, which we all tend to do at the start, we tend to say the first tone B, right? B, it means cunt.
What means
sorry,
cunt?
Can you say that?
Yes, you can.
B.
Not only it's all we're gonna say. How do you B
exactly means cunt.
B,
right?
That's
So,
good. That's good when I get it. Next massage I get when she wants 100 instead of 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go shabby.
Yeah.
Shabby?
Shabby means you stupid cunt.
All right, cool. So now I know what I'm going to do. Now I know what to order the next time I'm in that restaurant. Shabby.
Right. So it's actually a true story. It sounds like a cheesy routine, but it was a true story. Like at times I'd meet people and they'd be like, what Chinese name did you pick? And I'd be like, Bi Hansheng. They'd be like, oh, this is a very strange name. Who gave me this a Chinese name? I was like, my Chinese family gave me this Chinese name. So I think they're joking with
How
you.
should you have said it? The right word.
Bi. Like, you literally have to.
You almost got shouted.
My teacher told me the only time I get the 4th tone right is when I'm pissed off. So now to get it right, I put like a fuck mentally in my head. So I'll be like, fuck it, B.
What are the 4 tones for B? How do you say them?
So the 4 tones are B, 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 B.
Oh, God.
What's the third one?
Oh, sorry. First one is B. I messed up. B. The third one is down and up. So that's the hardest one for foreigners. So it's like B. And the funniest thing is to watch foreigners learning Chinese because everybody does it, including you. Just did. You do it with your head just in case you get it wrong. It's like it's the third tone, even if I'm getting it right or not.
Wow. So how many characters are there?
Oh, there's thousands. I don't actually know how many there are, but you need about 2,000 for a basic fluency. Like to read the Daily News, you would need 2,000 characters.
How do they do that
read
with
the
there's
Post,
no
you need
tone?
about 50.
When there's no tone, how do they write it? How do they write the tone?
Oh, you don't write the tone. The tone is in the character. So every character is that tone. I mean, when they write the pinyin, so the Western letters is called pinyin, like on this board here. So when they write the pinyin, the tone is either a dash, an up, a down, or the third one is like a down and up.
My brain would blow up trying to figure this shit out.
A small explosion.
All those
no one's likely to come off.
all those are different tones.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's ER san is easy. The first three are easy. Everybody can get those. ER san, and then the rest.
What's the third one?
San is 3. The number 3. San.
A lot of Asians in Flushing too.
Oh, dude, I'm the king of Flushing now. I did the stand-up night in Mandarin there.
Because I get
Did they
family.
love it? We absolutely loved it because it was the first time I was able to do routines in Chinese about my American life. So
Did a lot of people come out?
Oh, it was packed. It was packed, but a lot of older Taiwanese because I had this Taiwanese guy helping me out, and he brought all like the original Flushing people from the 80s. But they loved it. I mean, it was great fun. Like it was great to be able to rip on them with all my angry white friends, like these fucking people come to our neighborhood or whatever, and was able to sort of rip on them and they loved it. They loved being made fun of for all the sort of stuff that we throw at them about being Chinese.
Yeah, the Asians took over Flushing. I got family from Flushing. That's where we started way back in the day. And it's when you go through there, it's unbelievable, the change.
Well, Chinatown is Chinatown and Flushing is China. That's the way I describe it.
Oh,
smells like China. Looks. I mean, it was half developed. All the new buildings are developed by Chinese developers.
And there's no English on the buildings whatsoever.
Nah, I love it. I mean, it's great because every day I feel like a king because I walk in and then I speak a bit of Chinese and they're like, "Oh my God, your Chinese is so good," and I catch them sometimes talking about I used to go for massages and not tell them that I could speak Chinese to wait for them to talk about me, but they never do. They talk about when they're going for lunch with their friends. But if you're in a restaurant, you can hear them talking about like foreigners or like complaining about foreigners.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they call us foreigners still. Lao Wai means like old outside person. That's what they call foreigners in China.
Yeah.
Lao Wai. Yeah, old outside person, right? So I always catch them calling us Lao Wai in Flushing. So that's my favorite thing with them. I'm like, "Hey, you're the Lao Wai, okay? I'm from Flushing. I was grew up here." So they go, "Oh, you're so right. We are the Lao." They actually love it. They love the bit of banter, and the Chinese have a great sense of humor. You just have to get to know them.
So you don't associate them with great humor, maybe we don't know them enough.
No, I mean they definitely have a good sense of humor, but you have to break through the barrier.
I would never think that, but
they like to joke around.
Yeah, well, and do they have a spitting thing?
They spit a lot.
Yes, they do.
I heard something about that in Flushing, where if you're not used to it, it's pretty.
Yeah, there's a lot of
kind of disturbing.
That's a northern thing. That's like northern.
What is that about?
I don't know.
But they spit as they walk, and they do it a lot.
Yeah, it's just a weird habit that has come into their society. Somebody told me a rumor that it was from the Cultural Revolution because the bourgeois were being, tortured. So people started spitting to show that they were common. So then, but I think that's bullshit. I don't know why they spit. I mean, it's rude and it's ignorant, and the Chinese government is trying to crack down on it. But
well, they say if you walk around Flushing, be careful.
Yeah, but that's an exaggeration. Like, honestly, there's so much rate.
I've just heard that, and then they're like, they're not spitting on you if it happens. It's what they do. They're not
it's
pissed
like
off
a weird
at you.
habit. They're not even paying attention. They don't even realize that they're doing it. I guess maybe it has something to do with how dusty China can be, and that they just don't want to swallow any of the air, and then it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
So when you play Caroline's this weekend, are you going to draw some Chinese people, and then you're going to do your act in all English? They're not going to get it. What's going to happen?
No. I've never really drawn a huge like I did. I have a show made in China that I've done before in New York. Like I did it in Barrow Street Theater, and it's always tough to get them to trust. They think it's going to be like ripping on Chinese people in an inappropriate way. So when they come, they love it, but it takes time. It takes time for the word to get out. So I think I would need to do like a 5-month run to really get them to trust. So I might get a few that'll come to Caroline's, but this show isn't the main. I'll do a little bit of the China stuff, but it's just.
Have you ever shot a special like that? That'd be a very interesting special.
I shot it made in China, but unfortunately nobody knows me in the States, so it gets no play over here.
But in China, does it sell?
Oh, well, this is so fun. I illegally sent my own DVD because Universal made it, so Universal owned it. But I illegally sent it to my Chinese comedian friends to get it subtitled and released illegally in China because I want people to see it. But the subtitles haven't been finished.
Oh,
I know I've just told people what I did.
Oh, that's fine.
That's right. They have other stuff.
I do want them to see it because they love it because the jokes are they like watching. Well, Russell Peters is number one over there, by the way.
In China.
Yeah, in all of Asia.
He's number one everywhere.
Yeah, he's number one. But they like watching Western comedians, so I think they'll really appreciate if the entire show is geared towards them.
Do you know any other languages?
No, that's it. Gaelic, Chinese, and English.
That's pretty impressive.
Arabic, I actually sort of have a proposal in with Vice to do it in Arabic, but I don't know if I can take it. I don't know if I can do it again. I don't know if I can
to just learn the language and come up with a set.
That part, no, it's just the year of your life. You know, the time that's needed. Like, okay, you could have a comedian help you, and you could get 45 minutes of material, learn it, and bang it out. But you want it to be about the whole experience of Arab world and what you can joke about.
And it's so religious over there. Yeah, you don't know. You don't want to step on the wrong fucking toes.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's interesting. That journey of finding that line.
Yeah.
You know.
It's interesting until they're fucking sawing your head off in the square.
Yeah, it's amazing we're talking about sensitivity, like in the States when like Chinese government gets involved. You know,
exactly.
You get like beheaded over there for a bad joke. You know.
Yeah, like I'd rather be hated on Twitter than like put in jail for 5 years.
Right. Yeah, you said something with the wrong accent. You thought you were saying went to the market, but you were saying burned a Koran. Oh no!
Oh nerds!
For Pete's sake, how did I do that?
Anyway, I just don't know if I have another year of my life to put aside to do that. You know, that's the thing. It's a time sacrifice.
Barry. Oh, that's Barry Crimmins. Oh, we got to take this call. Hold on. I thought it was a listener, and I didn't want to stop
Love
the
Barry
flow.
Crimmins.
But Barry Crimmins is a legend. Barry, is this you?
Yeah. How are you?
I apologize. I thought it was a listener, and but we didn't have time to take phone calls. But I wouldn't.
Hey, I've been enjoying the hell out of it. Dez, I completely relate to you because I can't tell you how many times I felt like I was speaking Chinese to an audience. And, so I completely relate to it. And as far as, the Irish stuff is concerned, the Pope is considered a rock star now. But remember, so is Gary Glitter.
Yeah. So, a little bit about Barry. He tweets the Pope every day.
Oh, he tweets the Pope every day.
And he's not a fan of the Pope.
Oh, even this current Pope?
Oh, yeah.
Demanding excommunication. Yeah, I think his job is to change the subject and not the church. But that gets detailed, and you can check into me and you'll see what I have to say about it.
Yeah,
anyway, I've been enjoying the hell out of the show. I'm driving out west.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
My condition has improved, so they're not medevacing me from gig to gig anymore.
Oh, that's good. You're driving yourself around. Yes.
Yeah, it gets more expensive to tour when you got to be medevaced. I'm heading to the Pacific Northwest to do some dates. They're all calling elections, which apparently means you're supposed to sell out a room on a Monday night.
Barry, your phone is breaking up.
Of course,
we can hardly hear you. Like every other word is coming through.
Yeah, just in time for the plugs. Your phone's crapping out.
Hold on. Barry's going to be Monday the 4th. He'll be in the Spokane Comedy Club, and Tuesday the 5th, Tacoma Comedy Club, in Washington, of course, and then Thursday the 7th. Helium Comedy Club in Portland. So those are Barry's dates, but we couldn't hear your plugs.
Okay, thanks, guys. I'm sorry.
Now you're back. Now you're back a little bit.
That's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he's not a fan of the Catholic Church either. There.
Yeah, he had some problems with the Catholic Church. We made a movie about it.
And then
Crimmins Irish
Jim,
name.
how are you?
Good, man.
You know Barry?
We've never met before, but I'm a huge fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
the movie was phenomenal.
Well, thanks. All praise to Goldthwait. And Jim, good to hear. Jimmy, good to hear you.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Congrats on your tour. And I'm getting ready. I'm going to be doing a special, and I'll tell you guys about it when I can. But it's cool. Everything's proceeding ahead. Well, I'm having fun. I'm doing a lot of dates, and getting the act up and running, and it's a good time, and having fun. And now I'm hitting the Pacific Northwest next week. So, I appreciate you guys plugging me. And before this phone shits the bed again, I'll say thanks, and I will call you from an actual proper device the next time.
Yeah, and when you find yourself in New York, you look us up. Come do some radio with us.
Absolutely. And by the way, Opie, I did Brother Weeze's show a while ago, and man, does he love you.
Well, I love that guy. I'm doing this because of him. He's my mentor. He's the best by far. I thought you guys would get along. So, all right, Barry, we'll talk soon. All right.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys. Barry Crimmins, everyone.
What was the name of his movie again? I'm trying to.
I forgot the name, but it was great.
Call Me Lucky.
Oh yeah,
Call Me Lucky.
Call Me Lucky.
Yeah, I heard an interview with him on NPR.
So
Super
good.
interesting.
I
didn't see it.
He was convinced he was going to die that day. He was being abused in the basement of his house by a babysitter.
Yeah. I remember I heard a lot of interviews at the time. I didn't realize that's who it was at the start. Yeah, super interesting. Yeah.
It was a really good documentary. Call Me Lucky. So, all right. You want to take a break and then we'll wrap up everything afterwards?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind urinating.
Yeah, we got to urinate.
Yeah. You guys really just go straight through. That's great.
Yeah.
We pretty much go an hour and then finally stop.
Usually a break once an hour, yeah.
Pretty much. Dez Bishop, first time on the show, doing great. It's going to be Caroline's tonight through Sunday. I've never heard of you until...
I expected that to be the case.
But I've known your name for years.
I don't mean that in a bad way. Now I got someone new to check out.
Listen, man, I grew up in Flushing, Queens. I'm going to be a hero now that I was on the show with you. Like all those white kids, they're loving your show.
Yes.
For all these years. So this is great for me.
Yeah, I've known your name from festivals and all that stuff. Everyone says great stuff about you.
Absolutely.
Never heard anything bad.
And you certainly didn't disappoint today. We'll do a little more after the break.
Google me, there's loads bad.
Oh,
that's a guarantee.
But we don't understand it.
Caroline's tonight through Sunday. We also have Florentine playing Hasbrook Heights Bananas this weekend. Sam Morril is at McGuire's on Long Island. And then Jimmy's hitting the road. He's going to be doing Philly tonight and Delaware tomorrow.
Tonight's the Fillmore in Philadelphia, and tomorrow's the Grand Opera House in Wilmington. And then next week is Ridgefield, Northampton, Mass., and South Burlington, Vermont. And then I'm finally hitting Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, with their tickets available.
It's a great city. Madison is great, man.
Yeah, apparently it's too. They want to be outdoors.
It's that time of year they just want to be outside.
Yeah, they sure do. I'll tell you one thing they don't want to do in Madison. They don't want to come hear my shenanigans.
You got one dud, huh?
I wouldn't say it's a dud.
In general, Jimmy's tour has been doing really well, but you might have a dud on your hands.
I don't know. Kansas City is okay. That's never been an amazing market for me. Even though Johnny Dare is great.
Yeah.
Never been an amazing market for me.
Oh, you should
nice
do
to
well
see the trend continue.
Live is a cool venue, man. That's a really
nice.
Cool
St. Louis is selling very well.
Yeah.
New Orleans is selling well, but
most of them are selling very well.
Yeah, they are. L.A. Nah, why would it? Hate that fucking city.
I'm dying to do that Moon Tower Comedy Festival. Everyone says great things about that.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of seats at my show. You can come.
I think I'll just go watch.
Yeah, come stretch out and enjoy yourself.
We're doing radio shows.
Can I plug one other gig?
Yeah,
I'm doing my first weekend in the city, April 22nd, 23rd at Gotham. So I'm excited for that.
Nice.
So come out to that.
Oh, awesome, man.
And we're going down to Austin for the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. We're doing a couple live shows down there.
Oh, sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
I'll be there for the Saturday one.
And we'll fool around a little bit. All right, we're going to take a quick break and wrap up with the guys next. Stay there. Talking to Sam Morril about the Knicks as Metallica plays. They do suck.
It's a bummer. They lost to the Pelicans without the Pelicans. Just
Pelicans.
A team named the Pelicans is so...
the New Orleans team? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a great name. Pelicans, it just gets you fired up. Fuck yeah, man. Go check out the Pelicans.
It should be the New Orleans Jazz. They should just get that name.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
They used to be the New Orleans Jazz.
Yeah, well, it's Utah now, so...
Yeah. And then they moved to Utah, and they kept the Jazz thing, even though Utah had no Jazz.
The New Orleans molested inspires more team spirit than fucking Pelicans.
There's not many lakes in Los Angeles. That's because they used to be the Minnesota Lakers.
Right.
Yeah.
And they just kept the Lakers part.
Well, Lakers doesn't, the Lakers are silly, but there's something else, that just probably wouldn't be as well received.
But having a Pelican on your jersey,
it's fucking
in the
horrendous.
NBA, that's kid stuff. I don't know.
Only guy with worse eyebrows than me in the world.
you gotta shape that shit in the middle.
He's copyrighted it. Yeah. He's copyrighted the unibrow.
You gotta separate
that's
that.
That's a unique unibrow.
Yeah.
I think you gotta separate it, right?
He looks cross-eyed,
It's like
too.
a hawk flying off his face.
It's awful. It looks like the bird that fucking that Viking drew in Bad Boys. Remember he drew?
Right, yes.
Remember he drew a little bird after Tweety left?
He might become he will be the best big man in the league for like the next 10 years. Anthony Davis. Yeah, he's amazing.
The story you were telling me, you want to bring that to the show
with what? The D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah.
Oh, do you see this? The D'Angelo Russell.
Who's D'Angelo Russell?
He's a rookie point guard on the Lakers. He's sick. He's really good. But
young kid. He's like 19.
Yeah, he's like 19. And the problem is they say he acts like he's 14. That's the problem with these young guys coming in. He videotapes Nick Young, who's their sixth man, engaged to that pop star Iggy Azalea. And he's just asking him if look at this picture. He's not like happy. But he asked him if he cheats on his fiance, and he's like, yeah, of course. And he's just kind of like, basically, the video's probably online. He's just asking him, and he's like, yeah, he does. He's like, were you on video? And they don't know if he leaked it, or if he what probably happened is he texted to a friend who leaked it.
That's I just was in the bathroom. It's funny. They were saying Iggy Azalea and her fiance are having a bit of a rough patch, and this is what it was about.
That's exactly what it's about.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, he just said, "Come on, you fuck her." And he goes, "Yeah, there was a 19-year-old chick that I fucked when I was on the road and all this stuff." And then he goes, "Oh, you're on video." He goes, "So you're videotaping this?" And then it ends, and it got out there, and now the team doesn't want to talk to him. It's a big thing.
And he's a kid, and they're like isolated. Apparently, he's in the locker room. People are like stepping up. They're walking away. They won't. And like,
because you're not that.
Yeah,
you know what? Fuck him being a kid. You're not that young. You know, you shouldn't tape someone in a hotel talking about cheating on his girlfriend.
I agree.
He's not 11. He's fucking 19, and he's smart enough to sign a contract and play professional basketball, but he doesn't know he shouldn't videotape a guy talk. When I was 19, I knew you don't tape a guy talking about cheating on his girlfriend. So this guy's a cunt.
What's going to happen?
You'd have to be pretty. When you were 19, you'd have to be pretty organized to have the camera around.
Absolutely, yeah, true. That is true. Be a giant fucking production.
Hoist that giant thing on your shoulder.
Can you say that again?
Yeah. There's a guy with a boom mic over me. I know, but it's the 80s.
I know, but it's the 80s. I know.
Is he explaining himself here?
This guy is supposed to be like the future of the franchise when Kobe leaves after the season.
So now what's going to happen to him?
He's going to work in film, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think happens in the end?
I think what's going to happen is they're probably going to get over it by next season. I think the team already sucks. It's probably happened at the right time. It's not like they have any playoff hope anyway. So, I mean, they'll suck. Kobe will go away, and he's going to have to become a leader at some point and stop doing this.
And I'm sure a lot of the team will go away because they got to rebuild.
What did he say? To tape a guy talking about cheating on his girlfriend is such a fucking dumb move, and there's no way you don't know better when you're 19.
Well, especially when you're a celebrity, you're a big player yourself. You should know.
And he still has the tape. He could have not got it out there.
Who
gave
it away?
They said on ESPN most likely he texted to a friend, like, check this out, and he leaked it, probably. I doubt D'Angelo Russell is dumb enough to go to TMZ or whatever, but who knows, you know?
Man.
Wow. And how old is D'Angelo Russell?
He's like 19 or 20, yeah.
Somewhere around there. He's real young.
So, sorry, Nick Young is the one that's engaged now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How old is he?
He's probably like mid-20s, late 20s.
Oh, right,
He's one of those, like, guys. I mean, he's expendable. You don't want him on your team. He just takes like dumb shots all the time. He's talented.
He's like the sixth man.
Yeah, he's kind of like a J.R. Smith, but on the Lakers.
No, he's 30.
I'm 47. That's what Iggy Azalea needs. Yeah, this guy's 6'7". He's probably all cock, but she needs a 47-year-old man with fledgling erections and real political opinions.
That'll straighten her out, right?
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd worship her feet, eat her ass. I'm a good egg. I'm right in there.
I'm a good egg.
Yeah.
Jesus, look at that.
It's just amazing.
Pretty lovely.
Wow.
Oh,
that was a mistake. That was one conversation you want to take back. I'll tell you that.
Unless he could, baby, I was kidding. You know, that's.
Yeah.
But it makes me kind of happy that she's getting cheated on. Because she wouldn't fuck me anyway, so good.
She turned you down.
She had it coming.
She didn't, but I can anticipate how that would go.
Yeah.
Not well.
Would you have a shot at all, you think? Would she at least think about it?
Let's see, she went to one of your theater shows. You think you might have a shot afterwards?
No, she'd probably wonder when, like 5 minutes before, she'd be like, am I here on the wrong night? There's all these open seats. And I'd be like, no, I'm just not as popular as you are.
Well, let's play it out, though. I mean, she's at the show. Maybe a friend brought her. And then they go backstage, and she actually opens up by saying, "You were funny tonight."
I'd say thank you very much. What part lost you? She'd say the opening stuff about Caitlyn Jenner and your admissions. I gotta go. I have to go, Jim.
Caitlyn Jenner played her first tournament as a woman.
Oh, that's encouraging.
So. Can you claim to be a woman on the golf course? That doesn't seem fair.
She not in Maine, not in those country clubs, right?
But she played off the back tees, though.
She did.
She didn't play off the forward tees.
All right. You know this for a fact.
I read it in the New York Times today.
Oh, all right. Then that's not as bad.
Because she played with this Asian kid that they're friends with.
Oh, all right. It was a pro-am, and it was her first tournament as a woman. And I was wondering, that just cannot be fair for everybody
People
else.
thought that she was like playing up the fact that she's trans now, because she was running around like waving her clubs over the air, screaming, "Look at my cunt!"
She said her boobs anchor her better for putting. The boobs
Oh, really? Oh.
I heard
so
that.
the little Asian said, "Oh, maybe I should get a boob job."
Yeah, I think Matt Lauer got that out of her.
Wow.
She has a better swing because of the boobs.
That's great.
It's so weird to say she.
I know. Yeah, you get used to it, believe me.
So weird.
Let
me see this.
Let's see this swing.
Yeah, let's look at this.
She's got a good swing for a chick.
Women have great swings. Like good hip movement. Yeah, he's very stiff.
That's effortless.
Yeah,
that's a good swing.
Yep.
By Caitlyn Jenner.
Yep, but she said that she really does hate holding the club.
Are all the clubs still in the bag?
No, yeah, some of them they're being made into one big circular thing, which I can't think of to make that reference.
That's unverified. That's unverified. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true. They don't know what they're going to. I don't know what's been done with the old genitals.
Is there a chance the penis is going to fall out in that skirt?
I don't know.
Anyone else
Does
thinking
she
this?
still have it?
Depends what size she ordered.
Is she going to date men or no?
She definitely still has a penis.
Yeah.
Is that? This almost feels like, and again, I don't know enough about the biology of transgender people, but if all of a sudden she starts dating men, are you then I'm a woman deep down, or is it I'm gay and I'm so hard for me to admit that I'm gay, I have to say that I'm a straight woman and not a gay man? Like, does that go into it for any trans people? I don't know.
We're talking about Caitlyn Jenner here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a woman.
Didn't she say she's still interested in men, though? I thought that.
Still interested in men.
I mean women.
Then I heard men, and I'm like, well, how do you make that decision?
I think it's a gay thing at that point.
I just don't know what the.
I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing.
After confirming she wants to date a man. Like, see, that to me, all of a sudden, this is who you've been all along, and now you want to date a man. How do you all of a sudden change the people you're attracted to if you've been this person?
I hear you. You got to be thinking that you wanted to date a man the whole time somewhere in your head, right?
Yes.
And I think so.
If Bruce Jenner dated men, and then Caitlyn dated men and said, no, it's different.
Yeah.
But to me, no, I'm straight. And then all of a sudden, I'm now a woman. So now I'm not gay, I'm still straight, but dating a man. That's what makes me think that.
That makes me think that thought was in the head a lot longer.
Oh, yeah.
Than her transition.
Mind you, that would be a good relationship to get into as far as career moves go.
Believe me, I'm vying for the spot. I'm not even attracted to Caitlyn. I'm like, well, I'll let you blow me.
Teach you how for some of that Kardashian money?
Absolutely. Could you get your fucking stepdaughter to put her hiney in my face while you do it?
Look, man, the whole thing is strange still. It's
a freak show. It's fine.
I
don't mean him being a woman is a freak show, but
mean
the whole circus.
Yeah, it's the circus around it.
The circus around it.
Yeah, the fucking running into somebody and they die, and then it's like, oh, I'm a woman, but now it's like, oh, but I want to date a man, but no, I'm straight.
She killed someone immediately after becoming a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was, I mean...
Terrible stereotype.
Well, the joke writes itself there.
Right, yeah.
As we all know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that thought's been in her for a long time.
Yeah, I don't...
I really do.
Just don't understand it.
No, it's hard to understand.
I wonder if Caitlyn or Bruce has ever popped a prick in her mouth.
Before the transition?
Yeah, like over the years. Because Bruce Jenner was effeminate. When you saw Bruce in those little short shorts, like, don't tell me you don't suck dick once in a while.
I'm sure he did.
Come on. That's how I'd ask him, not even angrily. Come on.
But the short shorts were in for the time.
That was the style.
That was the style.
Yeah, for certain groups. But that was never.
Sports people.
Look at the Olympics. Look at the old NBA. They all wore those.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know how they kept their dicks in their fucking shorts.
Oh, there was a white-dominated league.
Yeah, Dice has a really funny bit about that.
Yeah. He said it should have been, if they do it now, it would be a pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
That'd have to be.
Whose bit is that?
Dice, yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's great.
Caitlyn struggles with what?
Who was the first guy that went, look, dudes, we all need baggy
Well, the
fucking
Fab
shorts?
Five really kind of
Oh, yeah, Michigan.
they stylized
Yeah,
it.
you're right. It did come from Michigan.
But that Nike guy, I was reading the thing, that Nike guy, he's just showed up again, I can't remember his name. He was the one that really popularized the baggy trousers, like marketed them. And then that became the style.
Oh, the Nike guy himself.
The marketing guy, I can't remember his name. He was just in the paper recently. He was, doesn't matter.
Sam's right, though. It started with Michigan. They were the ones that said, fuck
especially because
this.
Duke. I mean, it was them and Duke, so it was like, oh, pick your side, you know?
I want to see the flirting game. Let's see Caitlyn flirts. Let's see how awful this is.
No, really?
I want to see Caitlyn flirting. I've never watched a minute of this fucking show.
Oh, it's unbearable. Even as background noise, we had to change the channel.
Oh, come on, Sam. Let's give it a shot.
What's your name? Taylor. Joe. Caitlyn. She doesn't really know how to talk to guys at all. With a flirt, with something more than just who she is. And so she doesn't know how to follow. She wants to lead.
Well, Joe, it's nice meeting you. What do you do for work? What do you do?
I own a real estate office, and I'm a developer.
I'm a lawyer who specializes in vehicular homicide. So thank God you showed up.
Oh, God.
But not even trying with the voice.
No, I kind of almost respect that.
That's off-putting.
What do you do? What do you do?
It's like Louis Anderson in his new show, Baskets.
He's more believable. Louis is way more believable.
Absolutely.
You watch Baskets?
No.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'm going to watch it this week.
We had Martha Kelly in yesterday. People either loved her or hated her. It was one of those guests yesterday. I was in the loved her category.
Yeah, I loved her too.
Yeah, but I thought she's great at baskets. You got to check out the show. Go back to that video.
Yeah, this flirt.
Oh, what do you do? What do you do, Joe?
This is how I flirt. I can't even knock.
Well, Joe, it's nice meeting you.
Nice
What do
meeting
you do for work? What do you do?
I own a real estate office, and I'm a developer.
Mostly residentials or commercial, whatever. Wherever you can make a buck.
That's right.
Sometimes when you're talking...
Sexy questioning.
Wherever you can make a buck.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
When was the last time you heard a woman go, wherever you can make a buck?
Yeah, every time. The last time a woman was at my house.
She talks like a gumshoe from the 1940s.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't me, Sam.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a rainy night. You were selling real estate. What happened?
Right.
Hold on. I'm going to go make love to Katharine Hepburn.
Well, Joe.
It's my favorite moment.
Finish that clip before you do what you... That was pretty smart, Paul. We'll get to the Louis Anderson clip in a second, but I want to hear the end of this.
Wherever you can make a buck.
That's right.
Sometimes when you're talking to guys, you have to take the back seat a little bit. I don't know if she's ready to do that.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
She's got a deeper voice than me.
Huh?
She's got a deeper voice than me.
I'm out of here.
And the line of talking wasn't sexy. Did you see that one? Caitlin's like, yeah, I pulled a back muscle shitting.
I'm taking my goddamn person. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand more about this shit.
Oh, Louis playing a woman?
Yes, but as
you
his
don't
own
know
voice.
this. Wait, was that the end of the clip?
Yeah.
Okay. And now here's Louis Anderson, way more believable.
That hit the spot.
So
That's what happens when you can't afford Melissa McCarthy. Just as a woman.
Oh, Louis is unbelievable in baskets.
He just didn't.
Huh?
He didn't know that he was going to spin it. Oh God, Caitlyn's got a lot of downvotes. People didn't like Caitlyn flirting.
I'm out of her.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm not going to flirting. She sounds like fucking the guy who used to run the Donald Sterling.
Yeah,
I don't pay any goddamn blocks to your real estate meeting. Fucking awful. Yeah. Can't believe that fucking V. Stiviano's taping me. Hey, how you like me? Guess what's between my legs? You got 2 shots. Either way, you get to put your mouth on it. You're not black, are you?
Oh, he was a treat, wasn't he?
Yeah, he really was a fucking gem.
He's got to get back in the headlines. I don't know, this Caitlyn Jenner, I'm out of here.
All right, go.
Why don't we go? Oh, we should give away some PS4 Deluxe Edition. What do we got?
You can give away a couple of my new special, too. I brought it in. If you
All
want.
right. So, some random callers. We got a couple of Jim Norton special. Jim Florentine. Jim Florentine special. You go to jimflorentine.com to get it. You want to plug it?
Yeah.
Then you got a couple of...
I'll throw in 2 or 3 DVDs to give away, yeah.
Random callers. You can either pick that or the new UFC 2 game from the UFC, obviously, for PS4. We got 2 of those as well, okay? All right. And you're going to be at Bananas in Hasbrook Heights.
Bananas Hasbrook Heights this weekend, and then special comes out tomorrow. I'm Your Savior.
Nice.
Go to my website, and then put in promo code Florentine. You get the digital download for $5.
Great. JimFlorentine.com. And Des, I mean, you got to come back and see us.
Anytime, man. I'm around till the end of July.
Are you? All right. Let's get you in a couple more times.
Anytime. Daytimes, no problem. I'm an early riser, so call me anytime.
Oh, we'd love to have you. Des Bishop is at Caroline's tonight through Sunday.
Do you pronounce it Des or Des?
Des. I didn't want to correct you live.
Oh, no, please do.
Desmond. It's actually Desmond, but the Irish just shorten it, and then I just stopped correcting them.
Yeah. You're learning your third language. I'm almost there with the first one, so help me out. I can use a little help.
Your English is great, man.
All right, I'm getting there. So, Caroline's tonight through Saturday.
Yeah.
Des.
And just general
Dez.
Everything else.
Dez. See, I'm going to fuck it up.
Just think Dez Bishop.
Or B. Hanshong, if you prefer.
Dez. Okay, sorry. And Sam Morril is at
McGuire's this weekend in Long Island and Gotham April 22nd, 23rd in the city. And my album Class Act on iTunes. Give it a listen.
Very cool. And Jimmy's hitting the road again.
Yeah, Philly tonight and Delaware tomorrow. And then, my other 3 coming up. And then to the excitement of no one, I go to Madison, Wisconsin, April 14th.
Let's pump it up. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
I think we can get Madison, Wisconsin done for you.
I think that's going to sell out.
I think I'm actually setting a record for the least amount of buzz ever about any event in a city.
Tell him Bernie's going to do a quick 10 minutes. Bernie Sanders will be doing a quick 10 minutes.
Is he
in front of
popular
you.
there?
I believe he's a bit popular, yes.
Okay, cool. Then the 2 of the girls from Shade 45 are going to interrupt him. It's going to be a really good night.
All right.
You can get my Made in China special on iTunes. I forgot about that.
I think I want to check that out.
I'll just send it to you for free.
No, I like supporting.
Thank you.
I prefer the freer version.
I'll send it your way.
Dez Bishop, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And our podcast, it's podcast day. Speaking of Louis Anderson, yes, comedian Louis Anderson makes his first appearance on the show and returns the next day for his birthday. And you can subscribe on iTunes. It's the Opie Radio podcast. With that, we'll see you guys. We're doing a live show tomorrow. With who? I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. Thanks, guys.